a small intro. Um, Veraxis Remilier. Never expected things to go tits up so fast. It was supposed to be a simple undercover assignment, but then the entire city of El Turel vanished from the material plane and reappeared under the red light of Avernus's burning sky. You've watched the hellish horizon churn for weeks. Demons on the ridge, cultists in the alleys, every scheme or escape plan ending in dead end. But you haven't been idle. Your God-given gifts and your inquisitive mind led you to a useful contact. Someone with whispers about a group of fellow mortals stirring up trouble out in the wastes. Supposedly, they are working to undo this mess, and to you that means a chance to get out. So here you are again, crouched in shadow, weighing your next move, when something behind you clears its throat.
You know, for a spy, you're real easy to find.
You turn. There, perched upside down by its tail from the outstretched arm of a ruined stone statue, is a tiny, grinning imp. You've come to know it by name, Pilgrim. You're not sure if that's his real name or just a nickname that stuck. Either way, Pilgrim has proven useful, if occasionally insufferable. And lately, he's had a lot to do and to say about those heroes working to unchain El Turel.
You're, Veraxis, yeah? Or were you, posing as someone else today? Doesn't matter. I represent a mutual interest. Bell. Yes, that Bell. Big horns, bigger grudges. Molten forge for a throne. Turns out he needs eyes and ears, people who don't ask dumb questions. Remember those bleeding hearts I told you about? Word is, they're about to knock over a casino run by one of Mamon's favorites. Figured you might want in. By Bell's grace, I can get you there with a snap. Or you can stay here, keeping a spying eye on rats, I guess.
What is Veraxis
Well,
doing? Yes.
well, Pilgrim. Only reason I was so easy to find is because I wanted to be found at this moment in time. As for your proposal, well, I have a much better preference for that line of work than sitting here in the mud and filth that the Nine Hells seems to surround me with.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Alright, so if you could just pull my finger here, and we'll be right on our way.
Right? And he reaches out and grabs the finger and gives it a light yank.
Cool. We pan our camera then elsewhere, across Avernus, and we find ourselves back in the warped calm of Smiler's Grove. As the party rests, a sudden poof of ashen smoke bursts from nearby.
Damn it, sulfur in the nose again.
As this tiny winged figure staggers out of the smoke, you recognize it as being, of course, Pilgrim.
Alright, listen up, gang. You brain-scorched meatbags. Because old Pilgrim just got a courier job straight from the big boss himself, eh? Bell wants to collect on favors owed.
As he speaks, he lobs this scroll case onto the ground in front of him.
Boss says you've been real impressive. Impressive for dying, that is. So, since you're in such dire need for diamonds and coins, he's got a job for y'all. You see, there's this swanky cesspit called the Afterlife Casino, sitting pretty on the banks of the River Styx. Real class act. We're talking lava waterfalls, fancy cocktails, a totally not rigged tournament called the Grand Minotaurus Invitational. Anyway, word is, The winner of this tournament takes home a pretty little diamond encased statuette, a mountain of soul coins, and, 9 adamantine rods that some enterprising bastard stole from Bell's personal forge. So, Bell wants those rods back. He doesn't care how, he doesn't care what else burns down in the process, just get it, get in, get the goods, and get out before the tournament ends. You got, let's call it 48 hours before it all skips down with the winner. And you get to keep all the soul coins you can carry. Diamonds too, consider it like a tip. You're welcome. Also, try not to die again. It's a real paperwork nightmare. And just then, another figure steps through the lingering smoke. Pilgrim gestures casually behind him without even turning around. Oh, and I brought a +1. Go on, introduce yourself, new guy. Show him your horns and fangs or whatever you're wearing today. Take it away, gang.
I step out, coughing. Sorry about that. That is not a pleasant experience. My name is Varaxis Romier. I am a sneaky sort. Someone who Pilgrim here has decided is useful for your current Inquisition. It's a pleasure to meet all of you.
Nice seeing you, Varaxis. As I say, we lost somebody for lack of time. So it will be in our interest to get it. If we recommend you, he knows something that we don't. Name Sector. The handsome guy that is talking to you is a guy like in his early 20s. No, late 20s. Black hair, and he has like a golden shield with a demon face or devil's face on it.
Just leaning over a little bit to Dralis. We trust Pilgrim, right?
Undecided, but he's fun.
No direct betrayals yet. Good. Okay. Understood. Pleasure to meet you, Vraxis. Fenore or Fenray, whichever you prefer. I am an arcanist from Candlekeep. I've been recently added to the group, after a stay at Mahadi's.
Well, been to Candlekeep. Quite a nice little quaint town. I imagine the difference of locale was quite a staggering transition.
Not an unexpected one. It is my area of study at the least, so I expected the heat, I just didn't know what it felt like quite yet.
And, you there, in the back, with the fine robes. May I inquire as to what your name is?
Good to see you're as vigilant as me. You can call me Dralis. I will be attempting to keep y'all from dying. Welcome to the party. Don't fuck with us already here, and we won't fuck with you.
A reasonable request. Duly noted.
And that polyfont behind me is Lulu.
Hello.
Especially if you fuck with her, I will murder you.
You won't do that. He seems nice.
Here's
I
hoping.
like the way he speaks. He's very refined.
I run on an eye for an eye kind of path. So,
Oh, like
I
a
will not mess with you, and you will not mess with me, and vice versa.
aye, like a pirate.
Respectable.
How exciting!
That was adorable.
Right.
Yes, very respectable. I like you so far.
Come on, don't you trust my taste? I know it, my people. I know how to pick him. Trust me, this guy's good. I can vouch for him. All right.
Now, Pilgrim sort of hops up and pats the scroll case that he has tossed down on the ground.
Feast your eyes, your mortal eyes, on this. I made you a map. Personally. Drew it myself. Took me hours.
He sort of cracks the scroll open proudly and flips it around so the party can sort of make out like this big red X scribbled next to the words vault, maybe? Otherwise, the map looks like this.
Yeah, kind of looking it over up and down. This is lat? Or is this built into the side of something?
Oh, that's the beauty of it. The whole thing's inside like a cavern with the river Styx running through it. And then just plunging off a waterfall at the far back. The whole thing's encased in stone.
Only
Looks
way
like
in.
a rather
Okay then.
forgettable restaurant there.
Yeah, right on the edge of the waterfall. Imagine what a spot to piss off of. Oh. But anyway, only way in is by boat, which beats swimming in the Styx, I guess. Let me tell you. The boats are rowed by these creatures known as Merenoloths, Styx boatsmen. They don't talk much, but you know, they earned our tips.
And there's only the one entrance and thus exit.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Unless you wish to, you know, leap off the edge right into the river Styx, which I don't recommend.
And precisely who is running this place?
Ah, this fun guy named Jackpot Jack. He's something of Mammon's favorite, as I said before. Consider him his patron. For those of you unfamiliar who Mammon is the Zerial equivalent of the third layer of hell, a Archduke of Greed. If Zerial is the Archduchess of Rage, that is what Mammon is to greed, gambling, and such. He is the patron you should thank for all those soul coins you carry, actually. They're all minted at this place. That
Sounds about right.
Seems to be one of his astute students and patrons, equivalent of a warlock, I suppose. Runs this place. A tiefling named Jackpot Jack.
I've stolen from a few individuals before. Never an Archduke of the Nine Hells before. Do they tend to hold grudges?
I mean, I think it's a favorite of Mammon, not Mammon himself. But I don't think the greedy Duke of Hell would really care if it's his money or his peon's money.
They're messing with the merchandise of Bell, so there is the lack of respect there.
Well, I suppose we'll burn that bridge when we get there.
Plus, you're getting paid. I mean, I
I
didn't
mean, I
mention
can't
that.
imagine I can't imagine the lords of the Nine Hells are very respectful towards each other.
This is
And
true.
what do the employees of this fine establishment look like?
Ah,
Demons, devils, humanoids of some kind?
Everybody working at the Afterlife Casino is pretty much either tiefling or some version of. If you're looking to blend in, which you usually are, I suppose, you're gonna need to grow a pair of horns, I guess. Or otherwise, use some sort of a disguise. There are a few special hires for security, but I didn't risk a close look myself. I guess we'll have to learn of it and deal with it when we get there. But as for your average bloke, it seems to be tiefling is the most common type of employee.
Oh, good to know, I suppose. And then I'll quickly transform into just an average tiefling male as of this moment.
Cis red tiefling, gotcha.
When you transform, does it look like it's result of magic? You cast a spell, or your
I
organs
imagine-
don't shift?
I imagine when a changeling, transforms, it's almost grotesque looking. It's quick, but like the skin changes shades, the hair changes its length and color, and then of course the horns kind of start protruding from the skin, going back into the form that is required.
As the eyes change color for a moment there, you notice like the the eyelids go like blink sideways.
Yeah, very, very weird looking.
How visceral.
Well, normally I don't transform in front of people, but this is an exceptional case.
It was a sight to behold.
Yeah, awesome. It is a bit half of the job, I would say. I mean, you're still wearing your old clothes, not exactly blending in with the staff. But, and he points toward a point on the map that says laundry and sort of gives you guys a wink. Get the idea?
Oh, well, that should be easier than my original idea for getting clothes, but
Ooh, I'll bite. What was your original idea for getting clothes?
well, usually when I make myself to look like a person that already exists, I have to get rid of the person that exists.
Awesome.
Catch my meaning.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get it. Lulu just shudders.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
there's
Lulu,
a-
do not ask.
Right, Lulu, not to do that.
There's a thoughtful pause, and would that not make the disguise disposable, though? Because if one were to get rid of the person, they would be noticed missing, and you can't return.
Not if I take the place of the person. I
You
can
must have a
make
busy
myself
schedule.
look like
It's not a
them.
permanent solution, is it?
No, but
You take
for-
their temporarily, and then people notice they're missing. Have you ever been found out?
I do my best to avoid that. But it happens. In my line of work, things tend to go wrong.
I
Right,
told you I
for
knew how to
people.
pick them.
You sure do, Pilgrim. You sure do.
So yeah, there are the employees. Disguises as advised. What else should I mention? Yeah, see these, he points toward, like, these, like, red marks on the map, that he marked as security mirrors. Well, there, if you're feeling watched, that'll be the magic mirrors. You can wave at the security office next time you pass by one. Essentially, every mirror acts as sort of like a camera, if you will. It all feeds back to the security office. With that all in mind,
See.
yeah. How you guys execute this heist is completely up to you. It would be smart to either scout out the casino, learn as much as you can about this layout, personnel, security arrangements, before perpetrating the heist itself.
That would be smart, yeah.
Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention. If you see a door with neon green trim, that's like one of those employee-only entrances to employee-only areas. And by employee, I mean anyone with a housing ring. You want in through those doors. I advise stealing a ring to gain access.
I see.
Or somehow forge your own, I guess. That's also an option. Gotta think about it, but
I don't think we have time for that.
yeah.
48 hours is not enough time to forge a ring and get into those areas.
Mhm. From what
We
Pilgrim...
should- Mhm.
Yeah, no, go. You go first.
I don't know. I was gonna say we should start like doing the recon then.
Are we, Pilgrim? Are you bringing us there, or are we going to need to make our way there?
I mean, it's just I know the way. Yeah, we'll have to
Good to
travel by
know. I'm
boat,
just
but you know, I know where they pick up everybody. You wait long enough on the shores of Styx, a boatman will come along.
This is true. As long as we get to the sticks, we can do that. That alleviates my concern of driving up or into the vicinity with the knuckle dragger.
Wouldn't be able to park her there anyways, since the river is the only way in.
Oh, I know, but if they have like a dedicated dock nearby or something.
That will be inside the casino, and he points toward like a center place in a map whereabouts. A rough estimation.
Okay. So, I feel like scouting should be something we work on then. So let's head to the sticks. Any qualms with that?
Let's go.
Right.
Cool. So the party is in possession of a map of Avernus, which is more, again, an artistic depiction of the first day of Hell than anything, since the artist that made it has gone mad trying to map it all. But, you know, you guys have the resources of navigating it, be it Pilgrim or the Infernal Shield in your possession. I'm not going to make you guys rule to get there this time. You guys eventually would make your way to the shores of the Styx. And in so doing, as I said, the only known path to the casino is by ferry. Flat-bottomed skiffs of bone and black iron, each captained by a Marinilov, sort of one of the Styx's infamous boatsmen. These fiends are thin, skeletal figures, swathed in rotted cloaks with blank, eyeless faces hidden beneath hood cowls. And just such a creature happens upon your way, as it pilots its skiff with eerie silence. It glides through the sulphurous fog and under those jagged basalt arches, and draws closer to you, maybe 50 feet from the shore. Voiceless, it pulls up to the shore, and with a bony finger, ushers you onto its boat.
Oh, here we go.
How fascinating as he takes one big long step up over in, kind of looking down at the boat. If I'm trying to remember, they are fused with their boat, correct? Or
Not
is it something I'm
Not,
remembering.
not to my knowledge. If you're looking for a visual, they look like this. One moment. I'll post it in the Roll20 chat. I believe that works. Which reminds me, I should probably open Roll20 chat on my end. There we go. Yeah. There are these Yugoloths. They're a separate creature. I don't believe they're fused to their boats, but then again, you can't see their feet from the bottom of the robes.
Yes, I might be thinking of old editions art.
Mm. Grim, gaunt captains of the ferries. Well, I suppose we shall move on. Uh, Responding to any questions that you guys might have with only glares or curt gestures. The oarman never touches the water with his oar. Instead, you watch as the oar parts the river Styx with this unnatural ease, gliding across the surface like a scalpel over skin. And so, as the Marinoloff skiff glides through the sulfur fog, the casino eventually comes into view. Music echoes across the cavern. As I switch up the playlist to something along the lines of Heist, I suppose. So, you guys see like towering obsidian columns that frame the open cave mouth where the river flows directly into the casino floor. Splitting from the vast chamber is the river, sort of into two chambers. A red hot set of chandeliers swing lazily over many tables within the cavern beyond. You see slot machines, shadowy lounges filled with laughter and arguments in Infernal, Common, and tongues better left untranslated. The Marinoloff docks the skiff without a word. A flick of its claw hander sort of gestures you forward. Let me put you guys on the map of the casino itself. Now, this map is quite large, and Roll20 might have trouble loading it, so if you just zoom out all the way, let it load up, and then you can zoom back in once it's fully loaded. We find ourselves over yonder. As the Marinoloff docks a skiff and gestures for you to move on ahead. At the docks, those of you who would step off the boat would be helped by an attendee to the casino who greets you with a wild smile and kind manners. You guys can take a look around, ask me any questions you might have. The floor is yours.
So, there is only one boat, right? Like, there is no, like, several of them going around.
For the sake of my own sanity, I don't put tokens on a map that are not necessary, but you would see other boats come in the through the entrance, bringing other patrons now and then every 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
The whole place is abuzz with activity. I know I don't have tokens down, but you know, theater of the mind.
Okay.
And just looking about, kinda, I think first thing he's curious about is he loves the rules and the various things like that. Kinda heading for the large plaque to just look at the rules of the casino.
Good set of rules we got there.
All the while, the casino's boats load and unload passengers at barefooted docks. Tiefling attendees help various patrons out of the boats. And yeah, patrons are expected to abide by the casino's rules, posted on these placards. Beyond them, you can see there's a station with like cashiers handing out chips in exchange for coin of various denomination. Enforcers throughout the grounds are patrolling. You can already recognize there's a helmed horror enforcer like right next to the cashiers. This suit of armor that is hollow from within, save for this dark fog spilling out and a pair of red eyes glaring out in pinpoints. Otherwise, patrons are enjoying card games, various slot machine games. There's even what seems to be a ring for a rat race that has been set up with various patrons gambling on the race's results and such.
Okay. So we need to find a few disguises to get in. Any ideas on that?
easiest place to do that would probably be the laundry. Unfortunately, that is locked behind one of said employee doors, which means we need to get to ring. How we do that? When
Well,
I was getting off the boat, did I notice the ring, like where it was on the employee's hand?
Yes. On each employee's hand is this sigil ring featuring a three-pronged, what do they call them? What's the word I'm looking for? A weapon for with three
Trident?
spears. Trident, yes. It's like, otherwise, the ring is like gilded off, and you can tell there's like arcane sigilry upon its round face, and it's worn upon her fingers on the hand. As you keep a keen eye, you can even see one employee use one of the doors on the far end of this casino, sort of tapping the handle. For a brief flash, there a sigil illuminates. The door unlocks, and they pass through, and then the door closes and locks once more.
one thing, just to check. Sorry to break the flow. We rested at the grove, correct?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
At least I long rested at the Grove.
Oh, I could always attempt to just take one off of their fingers, but that has unforeseen consequences that could possibly occur from that action. Such as not knowing how easy it would be to actually take it off, whether it's tied to the hands, tied to a person, or if that employee I do take it from tries to go through a door, they will very much notice they can no longer do so.
I feel like in that
They
case,
also
you
might assume if they try to go through a door and they can't make it, they also might assume that they just dropped it somewhere and started looking. They might not assume that you took it.
Is also true. We don't know how the communication in this place is either.
as well. You'd probably want to hand it off to someone after you get it, because they might come looking for you later, unless you plan to revitalize your look.
The only way I'd be able to do that is by going in the spa. There's no cameras in there, or no mirrors.
I was thinking that we should try to relax for a second and make our ideas clear. To a spot.
At least figure out where everyone is.
So yeah, I'll, if nobody objects, like, I'll start like making our way to the spot.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Sure thing. The areas you pass through are as follows. There's a sign upon each area. It seems that the whole entire casino has been sort of named and themed under the Nine Hells, ironically. You pass under a sign that reads this, DIS, containing various copper slot machines on one side, and to your right are tables where people play these card games, which, from what you can eavesdrop, are called Life and Death, is the name of the game. Further beyond this chamber to the north, you'd be passing by a barbed devil looking enforcer, and there are these like stone bridges that sort of lead across the sticks. You can move your token as you wish freely across this place, as long as you don't enter restricted areas. Just so I know where you pass.
People,
Ivan,
people are playing.
Ivan, is your token moving, or am I?
Oh yeah. Wait.
Oh, okay, you're using Q move. I see. Right.
I like being fancy.
Fair enough.
But I was gonna ask. We see people playing, and what are they betting? Like chips or gold or soul coins or something else?
Both and all.
Okay. Just to know what's valuable here.
Patrons come from all over the place, be it from the hells or even from the material plane itself. As you guys turn the corner and pass through lounges and such, the bar and what have you, you see a looming, what looks to be a lamia. How do I describe a lamia for those who don't know? Imagine a Medusa, but more infernal. Keeping a professional ire, dressed professionally so. Weapons drawn and at the ready, but only as a safety precaution, as she seems to be guarding the back hall in this direction. Otherwise, this door here seems to be open for guests to venture through, where you would find a set spa.
Making my way in.
Upon the door reads Flagosian Spa and Stygian Baths. The air here is warmer and more humid than in the casino proper, and bears a sulphurous fragrance almost. A tiefling seated behind a desk gives you a warm smile. Chintz curtains are drawn behind her, and she speaks. Dear souls, care to join a massage, relax in sauna, or take a warm bath?
Yes, it's hot in the hills.
Tiefling is very happy to schedule a massage or time in the sauna. You are allowed to explore the areas beyond the curtains should you be curious so. But as presented to you is the Flagothian Spa. The northmost chambers are where patrons can receive these therapeutic massages for 10 goals for like an hour's worth, or just relax in the wood-sided sauna for free. A locked door that you notice coming in here on the west wall leads to the laundry, as the map indeed indicates. Otherwise, there are the Stygian Baths beyond. The southernmost room sort of contains steaming pools of water where patrons pay 2 gold for 2 hours in the pools, or 5 gold for a all-day pass.
So you don't mind, ma'am, if I go in and take a quick look at the available items that are inside the spawn bath, so long as I don't use any without paying, of course.
Of course.
Alright, then I am just going to walk in and start taking a peek around.
Go for it. Some patrons here are already lounging about, relaxing in these baths. I know the map does not indicate them, but imagine that each bath has a screen in front of it.
Okay.
Are there any employees that are inside the spa? Or is it just the one that's at the desk, as we can see at the moment anyway?
As you can see, it's currently just the one that's at the desk. You did see that those guards are patrolling around. Perhaps they change location from time to time. But for now, you find yourselves away from their peering eyes.
And I'm going to walk in the baths as well. And peek my head in, take a look around real quick.
To describe them, there are Stygian pools of hot water that seems to bubble from the bottom. Place of relaxation.
Out of curiosity, is there anyone getting a massage or anything at the moment?
No.
Okay, it is empty in here. Okay.
They seem to have an empty schedule. There are patrons here taking a bath. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
What do?
And then
Go for it.
I was just gonna ask that in the kind of corner of the room there. That's where you put like towels and that's what gets taken into the laundry, right?
Precisely.
Right.
Alright, we'll get one more.
So, I'll go to the front and I'll give the entry fees for for an all day for all of us. So 20 GP.
Nice.
I think we should book a. What?
Nothing. Just watching you guys plan on the go. It's a little bit fun.
Yeah.
I take it. Is this space empty then, or mostly?
I'm gonna rule dice here. I'm gonna roll a percentile dice, just as a coin flip. 50 and above, it's empty. Otherwise, no. Seems to be this place is quite popular, and you know what? It does have a patron here. It is sweaty-looking dwarf with like a towel on his head and a towel wrapped around his beard to keep it like dry. Otherwise, he's just like in a sauna towel, just soaking in the southernmost pool, just eyes closed, face turned up.
That's why I quickly entered and then quickly exited because I saw that guy and I was like, ooh. That live hole.
No, I don't mind.
Got a little bit off guard.
Come in, the water's nice.
Ouch.
Maybe another time. He's heading out.
Okay, toodles. He just sort of waves a few fingers.
Sticking a little close to Varaxis for a moment. Have you considered if you were to fake being one of us briefly, while we were still visible to the security office while you acquired a ring?
In what way? Like I look like you and then
You say you get a massage looking like me, lift the ring, and the whole while I am front and center at a table. If the employee tries to accuse me, I'll have been there the entire time in full view of security.
I could work. I need to find a place where I can transform while out of sight, though. Probably could do
Go
it in
behind
front of
the
that
brick
dwarf
of
with
the bath.
eyes closed.
I mean, I think there are baths behind these curtains, no?
Are the
We're speaking at like full volume, and all of the other patrons can hear us.
I would speak quieter. Discord would allow it.
So, let's see, we have the bath with that dwarf in it. Are these little tubs, kind of curtained off? Or are all of these just out in the open?
Yeah, they each have a
see?
screen before them.
Oh, sure, we could do that, so long as whoever I copy is fine with getting possibly interrogated.
And he gives a nod. To be fair, that
I'm fine with it.
might be the most important part if we keep our mouths shut. Kinda scratching his chin thoughtfully.
As of right now, we do not have many opportunities presented before us. Any ill-advised actions would probably have to take place within the spawn baths, as those are the only two locations without mirrors.
Very true. I think shifts will require this space. You're not wrong.
And right now, that plan is the only one currently presenting itself. At least at first glance, we haven't done a deep investigation of all the areas, but
You know what I imagine? I imagine like the four of you guys like just grab like one of the laundry baskets, flip it upside down, set up like a table between the three of you, put the Afterlife Casino map down, and just like two hands on the basket, just like, okay, plan. Like, you know, just like in a bathhouse.
As long as no employees
Exactly what
enter, we have
Look,
plausible
That's the
deniability.
key. You're not supposed to make eye contact in the baths, so no one's gonna look.
Are you eavesdropping?
Why are you looking at me?
Oh, really? The only places we haven't gone and looked at as of this moment are the circus, tournament, Overlook, and the restaurant. Everything else is off limits for us as of right now.
We could meander our way. Learn all we can before we start running in blind later.
Shall we go to a tournament? See how they're setting it up? The area?
Oh, it just got real steamy in here. Wild.
You know, I've never been to a bathhouse that reminds me so much of hard-boiled eggs.
That made me I farted. Sorry.
Pilgrim?
Yeah, I'm still here. Keeping it low profile, you know. As much as I can with a rainbow beard and whatnot, but you know.
You're connected to Hector, right?
Yeah, by the way, you look down from where his voice coming, and it's just like a outline of his body. You don't see him because he's invisible, but like the fog just sort of clings around him and condensating on him, so it's a clear outline of his body. Stealth.
Hector, what have you... Do you feed him, Hector?
He's not a baby. He knows how to eat himself.
I don't have to be a baby to be fed. I need sustenance.
Still, I don't. I won't feed you either way.
Is
I
that
know I'm new, but you're an odd group of fellows.
This is the first time I have
Thank
heard
you.
about it.
Oh, this is coming from an odd
Personally, I
fellow.
prefer eclectic.
Yeah.
But we should check the other areas before trying to make a move.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start making my way to the tournament.
Sounds good. I just turned up the heat for you. Oh, you're leaving already? Okay. You fully clothed? Okay, look at this. Steam drip.
Well,
Yeah.
Ow.
As she says that, he looks back. Are we expected to go back in there unclothed? Kind of pointing towards the main room, looking a little taken aback.
You may do whatever you wish, sir, and you have a whole day to do it, as you have purchased our premium service.
He is pointing into the main casino as he says this.
Yeah, she does not change what she just said. The rules do
No,
not
I
say you
suppose.
must remain clothed. Like,
No shoes, no shirt, all service.
yep, this is hell. Weird things have happened in Avernus.
I dread to sit across the table from that dwarf.
Noted. The tournament chamber, then.
You can never look at the same now that we've seen his dick.
He was wearing a towel, guys. 3 towels.
That was the one place you did not say.
So steps
He
lead.
said around his beard and around his head.
Yeah. All right, that's on me then. Steps lead to a sunken floor of a gambling haven ringed with like pillars of black basalt. You see 7 tables are set up with like 3 Dragon Ante games being played on the floor space. A 3-foot-high shelf carved into the far wall bears a glass case, displayed in which is a gold statuette of a winged devil, sort of standing next to this display case is a Cambion security guard, sort of picking his teeth with a little dagger. The 5 tables closest to you guys seem to be like the high stakes tables. You can see like big piles of money. Each player seems to have like put at least like 50 gold pieces as a buy-in. But they're otherwise open to anyone in this tournament. While the easternmost 2 tables on that rug are reserved for the final rounds of the Mineros Invitational Tournament. You guys would be able to see counting 8 people here of various race and size. A quick rundown of them. You see a smirking tiefling, a human who bears like almost like a childlike enthusiasm in his play. Godless and Nevite that rivals Lulu. There is a dwarf that seems to be grumbling to himself and is very visibly like concentrating on his cards as if he's counting the piles as they're being dealt. And then he's like very deliberately slow at playing his own cards. There is a Drowless, female, and you actually being a drow, go ahead and roll me a history check. As you all see her, she seems aloof, inscrutable in her manners, and very fierce and determined to win. You rolled 22 on your history check there. On the back of her hand is a sigil house of House Mizrim. House Mizrim is a noble house of the Drow, making this one here a noble figure, so to speak. So noble Drow. The other patrons here, there's another tiefling who seems to be looking around with this distasteful look about, as if she doesn't like what she's seeing. But nonetheless, she's concentrating on the game. Another human seems determined, with a non-nonsense sort of behavior. Yeah, a whole bunch of them play. I'm not going to go through each of them, but 8 players all in all. Otherwise, tables are open.
And does it appear what's the buy-in for the tournament?
50 gold pieces at least from what you can count being played at a table.
Who looks to be doing the best out of the individuals that are currently playing?
How well does your character know 3 Dragons Ante? 3 Dragons Ante is a pretty common game, but how good are you at playing cards?
I am not proficient. I'm proficient at dice. That is my big proficiency.
That works. There is a dice element to the game. I'm gonna give you advantages in this because you're a gambling character. I'm just thinking what skill check would apply here because it's let's just do insight with advantage. An insight into their mannerisms, into how good they are at keeping a poker face and all that, and just following the game rules. By the way, if anybody's curious about how 3 Dragon Ante is played, I have the rules here. I have the rules for every single game in this casino. A 19, you can tell that the tiefling I mentioned before seems to be doing the best. A good runner-up right after her is a that determined human I spoke about, who seems to have a non-nonsense sort of behavior, who's playing against her currently, actually right now, with this constant stream of good-natured chatter otherwise.
Alright.
So let me just put tokens down for people I mentioned so we can track them. Yeah, sure, why not? So this will be the drow who has a sigil of House Mizrim. So for the sake of this on tooltip, I'll just put Mizrim down. Information gets gathered without people talking to people. Playing cross from a human.
Oh, interesting. I think kind of contemplating over the rules. Nori is going to kind of walking up the edge here, kind of looking out to see what the landscape beyond the waterfall is.
Sure thing. And I'm gonna say at the same time, for the sake of simplicity, there will be a listing of current players somewhere nearby. I'm just gonna post it. It is a tournament after all. It'll be kind of weird if our names are not known. Over the edge of the cliff here, I can see the floor sort of ends where the river spills over the edge of a cliff and into a much larger body of water. The waterfall is thunderous, sort of drowning out the noise of the casino beyond. Above the waterfall, you can make out a stone overlook, bounded by 3-foot-high railings, just above your head.
Is there a way up to it that I can see?
Good, that you can see. Check the map.
The overlook, that is.
From where you're standing, no, it's just a waterfall falling into the large river Styx below, maybe like hundreds of feet down. Unless you can spider climb somehow. It's not up to me to tell you what's possible. It's not. I can just tell you how things work.
Right, we can.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
I'm just meant, is there like a normal way up without doing something flashy?
The intended way up, I'll stop being coy. The intended way up seems to be a set of spiral English. A set of spiral staircases that was behind Delamia, where she was guarding it. Yeah.
Okay. I thought those were downstairs. I thought that was a staircase downwards.
Going up. From what I understand, hold on, let me check. Maybe I'm lying to you.
Nope, I think the map is.
I mean, Pilgrim did then.
I'm not an artist. I just flew. I just flew up there. What do you want from me?
Oh, that's allowed.
I mean,
oh.
I mean, I don't care. Like, what's allowed?
He kind of shrugs. Kind of thinking. They didn't say anything about a focus. And drawing the wand from one of his sleeves, just a quick little tap on his book.
Okay.
He's gonna cast Levitate and then just.
Awesome. Can you roll me stealth real quick? Or you know what? Choose stealth or sleight of hand. Your choice. This is just like how smoothly you can like draw out your wand real quick and tap your spell book without the actively looking about. What the fuck is going on with music? Without the actively looking around guards noticing you, because there are currently 2 guards sort of keeping an eye on you.
Do you want
I guess they're the same for me. To be fair, he's saying he's in his mind at least. He's not breaking a rule. He's not trying to be like sneaky and creepy about it. He's just
openly being noticed.
Well, he's not doing any. Again, he's like. He's just looking about and he's just casting Levitate on himself. He's not trying to go running anywhere.
You unsheath a wand, so I'm giving you the opportunity to do it without getting noticed. Would you like to do that, or would you like to get noticed?
I'll do it stealthily, I guess, then.
Go for it.
If given the option.
Yeah, he's trying to be at least a little bit, Oh yeah, no, 9.
Okay.
He's not trying to be stealthy, he's just clumsy.
So
he's not also trying to be flashy.
You cast
he drops his wand and the sticks.
you cast Levitate yourself, and as you go to, I suppose, either put your wand away or whatever, you see one of the guards, this like, how do I describe him? A walking skeleton in armor that has this like ghostly, ethereal blue aura sort of surrounding him like a cloud. And he seems to like, with each step, be levitating, maybe himself levitating, maybe like an inch or 2 off the ground without touching the ground itself, which sort of whooshes out of his way in a cloud of dust before him, as he seems to be making his way northward to speak with you. You can tell he's making his way. But you have cast Levitate yourself.
He is very casually just walking out over the like not like under the overlook, like just looking out at the water.
Okay. Go on.
He is literally just sightseeing at the moment, like just wanting to look out from closer to the edge. That is it.
Sure.
He is not trying to break in anywhere.
Yeah, you're just being you've caught attention. That's all. Like, nobody's like wagging a finger at you or talking to you sternly. You've merely drawn attention of the guard, drawn eyes away from everybody else.
Oh yes, I think as he's doing that, he is going to slowly meander, like just over the edge, just looking down and like
Cool.
looking out over the place.
Hector, you've never seen a skeleton like emit emotion, let alone look so worried. As he's just like, sir, please.
Your memories.
This is like a stay safe, not a you're in trouble.
He's just like, actually, you know what? Yeah, he addresses you directly. He's like, sir, have you signed the, why am I having just
Waiver?
the waiver? Thank you, yes. Have you signed a waiver, sir?
I would be glad to, of course. Lead
I-
the way. And he,
Just stay right there, sir. I'll be right back. He just sort of bows and goes real quick to retrieve something.
yeah, and he stands almost bored with his hands, like kind of using that little bit of like noble upbringing, his hands behind his back, just standing very in an how droll kind of way.
Sure. Eventually comes back to that same spot with like a piece of parchment and a quill for you. Like, if you just don't mind, it's a liability thing.
Of course, and very slowly just walking, like levitating. Kind of, he is levitating, but he is doing it slowly so it looks like he is walking across the air as he meanders back.
Cool. That happens.
We'll look at the look over the contract. Is there a copy for me to keep for my own?
I will look into it, sir.
He will carefully read it for a moment before he signs anything here.
It seems pretty straightforward. It's just they're covering their own ass. You know how the hells are. Very bureaucratic.
Oh yes, just making sure there's not small print that puts me in service to the place if something does happen.
Good call. Roll me an investigation check.
Come on, open the sheet. Investigation. Ah, a 10 with my +7. Thanks for that. Roll 20.
You're pretty confident there's no such catch, no such fine print. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, kind of squinting at the bottom of it. What interesting filigree all about the edges. Before he firmly draws his own quill out and etches his name across it. Handing it back.
Cool. Again, you have drawn eyes of one of the guards away from the rest of the group as he sort of keeps an eye on you just in case anything happens. If you fall to the sticks, at least you can let somebody know and such. But that happens. Otherwise, the Afterlife Casino liability waiver is pretty straightforward. There's a voluntary entry clause where it says that you, the undersigned patron, enter this establishment of your own free will, knowing full well the risk of sort of inherent to Avernus infernal hospitality, that you accept all assumptions of risk, you acknowledge and accept all potential hazard, yada yada yada, exposure to infernal magics, mind-altering magic, fiendish charm effects, a loss of soul, sanity, or limb, accidental immersion in sticks, yada yada yada. Just like a conduct agreement and release of liability. Like, they're very bureaucratic about it. Yeah.
Oh yes, he genuinely does still want a copy of this because he's like, a contract written in Avernus. Delightful.
Sure, for you to study, he will eventually have one copied for you. Just, you can tell that it's not like an official document, it's just him scribbling down all the details, like word by word, and trying to be the best servant he can. Yeah, you receive the contents of said contract. I'll give you a handout, I guess. I guess that's something I have to generate. Hold on. Here you go.
Ray, you're too much of a nerd.
Here you go. fucking nerd. Like, what do you want from me? Like,
As he tucks that away, folding it and putting it between the pages of his tome.
okay, cool.
One thing I want to do, I want to investigate. It is a larger body of water. Is there any shore I can see whatsoever?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's on the other side. It's the same river Styx you guys sail across from here. It's just another branching of it. I did describe like the river Styx sort of branching in two directions. This whole cavern system seems to be wedged like a tier in a rock, in a tier-shaped rock that's sort of wedged as an island between these two streams of Styx. Yeah, there's a shore beyond it. The rest of Avernus awaits. You can see the blood war on the horizon, explosions, shit. All the while, jazz music plays.
A lovely view.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice place with the blood war just going on outside.
Yeah. Just,
You know, the artillery almost reminds me of watching the fireworks at Candlekeep.
you just hear like a Wilhelm scream echo in the distance from some poor chap getting tortured. Ah!
Well,
Before the spell ends, we'll meander his way back onto solid ground again.
Good, because I literally am staring at a ever draining hourglass in front of me with the sand draining, measuring 10 minutes. So
No? Any ideas with that?
it's a good distraction. I'm gonna go talk to the enforcer dude over here who's standing in front of the display case real quick.
Sir?
Just
he maintains like a professional manner, like shoulders firm as you approach. Doesn't seem to be stopping you from, should you wish to, inspect the case.
I'm gonna like go up to the case with him kind of next to me, kind of not really like super closely looking at it, not to raise any suspicion, kind of just looking at the trophy.
I mean, he doesn't seem to be suspicious from what you can tell, even with you taking a glance at it. What can I tell you about it? Hold on. I'll just scroll through my notes here. He's just like, he's gently but firmly telling you, like, you can look, but don't touch. The display case is maybe like 2 feet wide, 2 feet deep, and 3 feet tall, all in all. It weighs, from what you can estimate, maybe 25 pounds-ish, unless it's like somehow reinforced with magic. It is a small object, maybe will be able to fit in your hands should you wish to carry it. Otherwise, it contains this like Yes statuette, like an angelic figure made of gold, clutching this huge diamond, and with more like diamonds sort of encrusting the base of it. Go ahead and roll me investigation real quick, since you're so close to it.
All right. Let's see, where is it? 24.
24, quite a high roll. Your keen, inquisitive eyes do spot a line of barely visible runes inscribed around the perimeter of each pane of glass.
All right, so definitely magic. Well, looking at it, I'm gonna kind of just talk with the one guy. I'm gonna go up and ask him.
Yeah, boss.
Good evening. I have a few inquiries in regards to the tournament and the overall way in which the tournament plays out.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind answering. So, in order to enter the tournament, where do we go about doing that? Or is it too late to enter?
You just sit on a chair and you play, and you beat the rest, and you get first place. You win the prize.
And is the prize simply this beautiful item that sits in this display case?
Yeah, that and a bunch of coins and these weird-looking rods that boss acquired. They're we're not gonna keep
And-
them all here. This is just purely here for decoration. But the rest of the prizes are, they're safely being kept in the vaults.
Ah, I was wondering about that because I heard there was other prizes and so on and so forth. I was just curious.
Yeah. We had trouble with some bandits earlier. Like some do no goods who wanted to test my muscle. But I gave him a good beating and stuff, and I tossed him in the river, and we didn't have any trouble since. But we just have to be safe, so we just have moved the majority of prizes away from the space cases.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of encompasses my questions. You've been very useful. I
I'm
appreciate it.
I'm glad to help. Put in a good word with the boss for me. I'll appreciate it. My name is Jim.
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 Jim
I'm writing that
with
down.
but it's like Jim with like 2 J's. Jim.
Ah,
Yeah.
Jim.
It's infernal. You know how it is. You know how it is with us infernals. He looks at you, you're a tiefling. Like
oh, yes, of course. I have all the anomalies of naming that every infernal tiefling has. Of
yeah,
course.
he offers his hand like, hey, what's your name?
My name is Keon.
Yeah, hard, isn't
That's
it?
2 Ks.
Yeah. Well, nice to meet you, Keon. If you ever need a job, listen, this gig is just pretty nice. You get to sit here and you get to zone out a little bit, and sometimes there's trouble and you get to, pummel some faces. Yeah.
A job, you say?
Yeah. Like a bouncer, like a guard.
Do you, how would I go about
Oh, you just
acquiring?
speak to Jackpot and he'll set you up, he's looking out for us tieflings.
That's good to know. I will look into that. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, the only catch is you have to serve Mammon a few favors, but it's totally worth it. Guy knows how to reward his people, I mean,
Well, of course.
yeah.
Well, I will leave you to your job.
Yeah. He continues to stare through empty space.
I'm gonna go back to the group and inform them of both the fact that some of the prizes for the tournament are in the vault, and that not putting a huge emphasis on it, but also informing of the whole job thing that was kind of brought up. But more things to keep note of.
That's a nice catch.
So stupid.
You want to work for Mammon?
Jim.
Oh, not necessarily. But if I could somehow acquire a ring through that, however I would go about doing that, it might be useful. More so, the prizes of the tournament's kept in the vault. Which means I would assume the winner would briefly, at the very least, be entered into not necessarily the vault, but the employee-only area while they receive their prize. Just more information when we come up with a definitive path forward.
Interesting.
Good shit.
Did any of you have to sign this? As he brings out the waiver, kind of coming back.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna be like, do you mind if I take a brief look at that real quick?
No, of course. And he hands the folded paper over.
Can I investigate the paper real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Just do a brief
Yeah.
look down of it.
Uh,
Ooh,
Yeah.
You're rolling well today.
You scan it and you are 100% sure there's no funny business. It's just a servant not wanting another guy to jump off the wall into the sticks.
Alright, I'm gonna hand it back to him. You looked over that, right? And you were sure that it was safe to sign when you signed.
Oh, of course. No. I'm actually doing a thesis on infernal contracts. I am quite cautious.
Oh, that is good to know. Just wanted to make sure. You know, can never be too safe in the Nine Hells.
It's exactly a good point. You can tell that like there are all sorts of patrons in this place, both from the material plane and from other layers of the hells. You don't know who's protected by who serves who here, and you get the notion that Jackpot Jack does not want to be held liable for the harm of some very important people and demons.
Talking about Jackpot Jack, have we seen him around this area?
No, I mean you've never met him.
Yeah, we haven't met him, but I imagine that.
Do we
he's
see
the guy
someone who
with-
looks vaguely like Jackpot Jack?
Do you know what Jackpot Jack looks like?
No, but
Yeah,
A vague-
there we
a
go.
vague like estimation that we would have in our minds.
From what I know, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be of use. From what I know, he has 2 tattoos on his face because he's cool like that. He, according to his name, he is a big gambler of cards. So he has like a heart tattoo on one cheek and like a ace spade on the other cheek. Otherwise, he's a tiefling like the rest of his staff. Seems to be like a mob boss of them all. From what Pilgrim brother tells you guys, a almost clown white face with the way he does his makeup. Wears garnets and jewels and stuff. And from how he describes him, you haven't seen this person on the floor.
Okay.
But that might change as time goes along. I'll be rolling some dice.
Ooh.
People move about.
So, while we're doing this, I think we should go to the circus before getting everything ready.
I mean, that is the one last place to look at.
Okay. Closing Dragon Ante then. The circus is right across the river Styx, past those 2 doors indeed. This will be this area here. As you push open I want some circus music. Can I get some D&D circus music on Spotify? That'd be funny. Oh, cool, look at that.
Whoa.
Yay, circus. As you push open the double doors, a wave of heat and sound rolls over you. You're greeted by a wide, circular amphitheater. The air is heavy with the scent of brimstone and sawdust, but otherwise, you see rows of crimson-cushioned seats ascend toward a central pit where the performance space is ringed in like scorched iron, and flickering torches cast these like wild shadows on the walls in multicolors. A tiefling clad in like glittering red spandex strums a banjo and other instruments with like a devilish flair from a raised platform at the center of this ring. His foot tapping in time with this jaunty tune, off-kilter rhythm that somehow feels both merry and slightly off-tune and menacing a little bit in that infernal way. The hells are. In the pit, a pair of tiefling acrobats sort of vault through the air too, in like this dazzling blur, their tails coiled like ropes, their horns adorned with these like streamers that trail behind them as they move about on these lengths of silk. At the center of the show, you see like a monstrous lion with like glowing amber eyes waits patiently at the center stage. Its mane like singed at the tips and slightly smoldering. As this flaming hoop is like sort of lowered before it, the crowd murmurs in delight and dread. An audience of both devils, gamblers, and other strange folks sort of scattered in pockets across the seats. Somewhere nearby, a vendor hisses, "Roasted imp wings! Get them out! Roasted imp wings!" To the west, those of you with a keen eye, behind the performance pit, you can spot a dark tunnel. It sort of gapes like the mouth of a beast, wide enough for creatures or performers to sort of vanish in and out of. And all the while, this show is happening.
So the performers also have a ring then.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Can I see it? All right.
I regret
Is
putting circus music on. Sorry. Yeah.
Strike. The fire is just, I guess, flashy. Like, shouldn't everyone on display be immune or at least resilient to it?
Yeah, but it's like part of the, the show, part of the illusion. Suspense of disbelief. I don't know, man. I like it.
Yeah, it looks
I
to
mean-
Pilgrim. I mean, you should be resistant to it. Like,
I am.
I know, but
You just watch like
it
a
doesn't have the same awe.
You just watch like a torch that come off a sconce. He's still invisible. You would just watch the torch float off a sconce and just like be flipped upside down and then like be extinguished with a hiss. Oh, it still burns. It still burns.
I mean, it's probably just for show, because I doubt many people who are not immune or resistant to fire would go to the circus. I bet it's like mostly folks like us that are just like visiting.
Perhaps. Oh, fair enough. He does look to the vendor and look to Hector. Hector, would it be alright to try those?
Oh, get me some. Get me some.
Yes.
There is a distinct sigh of relief. I was worried it would be insensitive. I'm glad you,
Why? Why
You're
would it be
joining it.
insensitive?
Because they're imp wings?
And
Yeah, he
And we're traveling with an imp?
and
Alright.
he writes in his book. Is that normal? Or is that just something you do, Pilgrim?
is cannibalism normal in the hells? I'd say it's like sort of baseline. Yeah.
Good to know.
I mean, meat is
Fair.
meat. Why let it go to waste? You know what I'm saying?
80% of your diet.
You should try it.
That's where the sulfur smell comes from.
I mean, isn't it sort of like a established thing between you guys in the party? If somebody dies, we just eat him.
Pardon?
Yeah.
What was that? Do you want to remind me again?
Ross like looks
looks at-
horrified. Oh
Yeah,
my
he looks at
god.
Hector and Dralis as that said.
Hector, you promised.
No!
No.
We did not make an agreement on cannibalism.
Yet. Would you like to? Like,
At all! At all, Pilgrim. At all.
I just wanna put this here.
What is that?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Signature
no.
not required. The signature not required. Continued presence is considered binding.
you should be a lawyer.
Oh, I already signed it. I'm not worried about that portion.
You hear that, Pilgrim? Yeah. He's good with it.
You just see like a bored usher, like another tiefling in that
Squinted vest uniform sort of waves the ticket stub absently in your direction. I mean, next show just started. If you want to take a seat, I guess.
Oh, we could do the plumbing here. There's a lot of noise to drown our voices.
True. And
You
I
guys-
don't.
yeah.
It feels a little too put together out there to be walking around with wings.
So, any
But
ideas on
one of the other
Mhm.
reasons, just a heads up, Fenrir asked that because he gave all his money to repair the rig the last time, so he has absolutely no coin.
Yeah, I
So
got
he
that
has
part, don't
Hector
worry.
in the first place.
That was understood, yeah.
Okay.
I'm also broke. Just so we're all aware.
We have 68 gold coins, guys. That's it. Okay, or I have them. At least, as
I
the
also
party
have
gold.
25, so
I have eight,
some gold.
I have 8 gold.
No worries. So, any ideas, guys, on how to do this? No.
Well, let's see. we have the first idea we came up with, which is I impersonate one of you, go get a massage, steal the ring off of one of said masseuse that comes to get it. Well, you all have an alibi of whoever I decide to impersonate by going and playing a game. Option 2, there's the tournament, where at least whoever wins the tournament might be able to get some sort of access to the employee area, which would be useful, I suppose. And then there's two other things I'm kind of working on. One is Jackpot Jack, who we haven't seen, where I could at least attempt to impersonate him if I am able to see him, because I can't impersonate someone I haven't seen before. And then there's the circus performers, where they might be easier to get to than a normal employee, but that's nothing concrete with that.
We can do a bit of all of it. So, in my mind, I was thinking one of us should join the tournament. And I look at Lulu.
You want Lulu to join the tournament?
Yes. She is,
They
for
do.
lack of better word, she's the most out of place person in here. No offense, Lulu.
Whoever joins the
Oh,
tournament
true.
for that plan to go into swing has to win the tournament, is the difficult part.
Also, I can't hold cards with my feet. She has like elephant stubs.
I'll hold your cards, Lulu!
No worries, Lulu. You just have to be your own self, and at some point, you can
Dungeon
cause a
Master forgot that
distraction
elephants have trunks. Okay, never mind.
You just sneeze at one point and cause a distraction in the tournament area. That's where my mind was going.
You just imagine
Yeah.
Lulu playing the tournament, and she can only hold like one card at a time because she needs to use her trunk like a suction cup. But it's like one card at a time. Ugh.
Just bluff, heart of the cards.
Mm-hmm.
There is
I was
the
thinking.
option.
Go ahead.
I would expect security has employee rings, right?
Yes.
I don't know how thorough Pilgrim was, but according to his notes, there is no camera within security in the cells. And if security has a ring to get through, and we take over the security space, there's also no one to see the cameras in the vault.
Yes, we need to do that to get rid of the security room.
I
Once.
don't know how good you all are at persuasion and talking your way out of things, but with the cells and what was just brought up, I might have a slight idea.
You share.
Well, we go with the first plan. I impersonate one of you. I proceed to steal the ring off of a masseuse, in which I go into the laundry, try to get some employee clothes, and I leave the laundry I get from the laundry in one of those baskets that's sitting in the spa with one of the rings. And then I proceed to go, get arrested. I go into the cell. I'm pretty good at hiding things. And then one of you comes back into the spa, grabs the clothes that I picked up for the rest of the group and the ring, and convince whoever is guarding the employee-only area that two of you lost their ring. And possibly I'm the one who stole both of them, since I already stole one.
Mm,
I don't know how well that would go through, how well you're good at, any of you are good at talking your way out of areas, but it is something to consider.
Would
sounds
I
good.
have a preparation period before this debate?
What do you mean by that? What do you need?
I mean, to state the facts. If I'm going to be stating a case in an argument, would I have time to prepare my arguments?
You can start taking notes now.
And he just nods.
The only flaw with that is, unlike you, we cannot change our shapes. So even if we have the uniform, we'll be useless with it.
I can't
But I
change my
think
shape, but I can turn invisible. I have greater invisibility.
that's how we can proceed. But we need to be careful if maybe the cameras cannot see invisibility, but some creatures can, or some magic can. So just be aware of that.
My assumption is the mirrors can't. Because no one's mentioned Pilgrim or been worried about Pilgrim as of yet.
Yeah, but
And he
has
managed to get through all
behaving.
of that.
Yeah,
No, but if he managed to map the way he did and find out where they are, he must have seen them, right?
you have a point there. Um, but back to the point, I I think like you could pretend to be one of the employers. You can take their shape, and we can steal it from one of the masseuse. We can even offer a masseuse to or dwarf Fred that make an impression. And some of us can go and try to meet Jackpot Jack, try to get an interview and get access to this area, to the secure area.
True. What if another thought?
Mhm.
What if sorry, I have to look at the name. It's not on the roll 20. What if Varaxis arrests one of us?
We can also do that. Uh, one of the security guards was more than keen to see that you were safe. Any idea on how you want one of us being taken?
Well, I would have to hope that when I go into the laundry there is a security guard uniform of some sort. And I would have to get a good look at a security guard to impersonate them, assuming that all the employees know each other, of course. Otherwise, I could just transform into some random tiefling or individual. And then it would be about who I arrest. Who would be the best to be put back in the cell.
That's also a good choice, to be honest. What do you think, Travis?
Muted?
You may be muted, Travis. Oh, she's writing. He's writing, sorry. Okay.
Wrong twice.
Away.
There is something to be considered as well, whether I could find more rings back in the employee lounge once I get access to it. Which means I could arrest someone, and the other two I could give rings to and hope them sneak in.
So I think we all agree that we will start with the laundry room.
Yeah, and Benari kind of looking thoughtful will lift up a hand waving down the wing cellar. I have the perfect idea how to make sure that there is the uniform we need in that room.
Okay.
It's a good point.
We have that one down. Um, so, Lulu, are you good? Joining the tournament?
I'll do my best.
I'm sure you will.
I love playing with
We
myself.
just need to buy you to get you the proper attire for it. You will do great. Feno, about going to the prison. Do you wanna go to the prison yourself, or you rather?
I
for
would be
somebody else?
delighted to see what they look like in this area.
Okay.
A once in a lifetime way to look at one without needing to stay there for far too long.
In my case, I think I wish to Mrs. Jack, so I'll try to see if I can get an interview with him to be part of security.
Well, suppose this is as concrete as a plan as we're going to get.
Everything depends on what we find on that laundry room. But I think we can lift the ring from one of the masseuse, as you say. Yeah. I'll say, let's give that treat to our dwarf friend. Any other ideas, guys, before we proceed? Or anything you wanna check? We can check the restaurant too.
We could. I do want to try these still. Kind of motioning to the... Has the gentleman come over? Like, is the seller walking around still?
The gentleman?
Yes, the gentleman with the imp wings.
Yeah, if you held him, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, no, he was waving him down before.
Yeah. There you go. It's on the house.
Oh! Can I
Yeah.
make him as saucy as you can?
Yeah. He's wearing a full face mask, so I guess his voice would be like more like Bane. I made it myself.
I was born in the rings.
You merely adopted the buffalo sauce. I was molded by it.
I was born in it, marinated by it, made a man by it. By the time I was a grown man.
I had no more fucking cells on my tongue left, I guess. Anyways. I mean, it's just snacks. Are you looking to do anything with this guy?
I'm getting the sauciest wings he has. I want
Oh, yeah.
double, triple sauce.
Buy the bucket full.
Bordering on soup.
Yeah, gross. Also, I'm so hungry, guys. I haven't eaten since like noon. Like,
No.
Me neither.
I love your commitment, guys.
and yes, if you're wondering, even though his fingers are covered in sauce, there is a ring worn on his hands.
That sounds like advantage on the side of him.
Maybe. What did?
So,
One-
shall we go? Shall we go for
One
the
last
massage?
thing.
Go for it.
One last thing to discuss before we go about it. If things go sideways, what's our plan then? Say, we have to go a little loud.
Oh, if you need to go to the washroom to get rid of, like, you know, whatever the gut rot you get from these wings, I mean, I can show
Oh
you.
yeah, he's still standing there.
Oh no, I'm still here.
Yes, if they go loud, make sure... Check if there is paper first.
I think if things go loud, just try to get like some wings on you and take a fly.
Is that like code for you needing napkins? I got napkins.
Yes,
All
exactly.
right, here you go. Anyway, Get wings! He just goes to the rest of the crowd.
Anywho, is everyone here? Because this is my first time meeting you. Are you all acceptable combatants? Can you handle yourselves?
I have
As long as
experience.
it's not with a knife.
I'll take that as a yes.
Just
Just so
look,
long as we're all on the same page.
you just look over at Lulu, and she has like 1,000 yard stare, and she just like whispers, "I've seen war."
Damn it. I imagine Lulu like the Chihuahua.
I mean, she's by far the only war veteran in this group, so I don't know. Like,
Chihuahua.
Travis would like to walk over to Lulu and give her a hug.
ooh. This is nice. Lulu is gonna roll to get a memory back because this is the first time you guys hugged Lulu in a while, so
Oh, jeez.
yeah. That'll become relevant in a bit. You just like hug her, and she leans into it, and she goes. You just hear like a little gasp. That bastard!
What bastard? What'd you find? What'd you remember?
Mahadi! He's the reason why I don't have my memories. He splashed me with Styx water.
What?
Yeah. After I went to
Bastard!
the Emporium. Wow. I'm sorry, I don't mean to swear. That's not nice. I just got angry for a second.
No, maybe that offer we were given wasn't too cheap.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm with you.
So,
We gotta get revenge for our girl.
so Mahadi just splash you some of the water? And
Yeah, some of the
memories
water
back?
right there flowing in that little stream over there. That's the exact water he splashed me with. He keeps a decanter of it in his office. So I guess we know what that does. If you ever touch that stuff, don't touch the stuff. Forgetting your entire life sucks.
Eye for an eye, evidently. That's what it must come to.
Yeah, pirates.
Aye, aye, Lulu.
Aye, aye. Are you saying we should poison Mahdi?
No, we're not there, Lulu.
Another day.
I thought he was my friend. What sort of a friend does that to a person? Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't want to make this about me. We can talk about this later after we're done with the heist, she whispers.
Yes.
We need a code word for that.
What about group hug?
The party. The
Yeah,
group
yeah.
hug,
Once
right?
we're
Yes.
done with a group hug, winks with both eyes, I guess.
Well,
Dralis, did you plan to get involved with the tournament, or would you like to help me make a mess?
Decisions. Honestly, let's make a mess. Let's do it.
Just try not to get arrested before I'm the one who arrests you.
Yeah. I mean, if
How will I know which one's you?
That's a good question.
No, group hug.
I probably won't.
I'll make sure you know.
Ah. Just gonna whisper in my ear like that fucker Gargoth.
to the wings house guy. By the way, where can we meet Jackpot Jack? Give me more spicy sauce, please.
You're asking an employee?
Yes.
He lets you know that he often resides in his own office, and if you check your maps, there's an actual office.
There's two.
There's two. Well, yeah. Well, you guess
Okay,
which one's
in the
which.
office.
I just wasn't sure which one's which. And then the employee will let you know that the boss often visits the bar from time to time to get like a drink for himself. and gaze on the floor. He might even visit on the final rounds of the tournament if it comes to it. As time goes on, Dralis, you're like at the door. You can see from here to the tournament sort of floor, and you can already see like 4 of the players out of the 8 have begrudgingly like left the tables, having lost, and now there's like 1 table left. So the tournament is pretty much halfway done.
Alright.
Okay.
Which now I think about is kind of weird because you can join the tournament late, but I
Yeah.
guess whatever. We'll just
Go
go with it.
Rule's gonna like unselect
Rule.
unspecial.
Start it whenever, but it's almost done.
Works differently down here.
To be fair, I don't think this adventure is shaped with you guys joining a tournament as so much if there's like a heist underway, but nothing says that you can't just take the disguise of one of the tournament players in between rounds. Just saying.
I think Fenore is gonna look like all the security that's around.
Mm-hmm.
He is specifically looking for like a Cambion or a Tiefling or like someone who is like humanoid,
Right.
and not as large as say a Lamia or
Like the Cambion
just
standing by the
armor.
case that I mentioned before, that was like sort of all tattooed
Yeah.
up in those infernal runes and playing with his knife and cut himself in his image for some reason. I don't know. Blame ChatGPT. It's just I was like, make him look tough, and he's like, oh, all fingers on the knife. I guess.
That works.
Yeah, I guess.
firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp.
Draw blood on your hand.
There is
Prove you're
that
tough.
that humanoid. Otherwise, I'm looking around the guards, and they're all pretty much varied for that very reason. I think it's part of a precaution here.
I think the only one that might be
Suit of armor.
humanoid
and
other than that is the Barb Devil, maybe, but you're gonna have to deal with spikes.
Barb Devil being humanoid. I'm not sure about that. That's literally. That's beyond.
I mean, it's got
fiendish.
the right number of limbs.
Mm.
I'm afraid the Cambion might be our only choice. I can only transform into creatures that are of my size and are humanoid.
Yeah, but the staff otherwise, the bartenders, the dealers, the attendees, they're all tieflings. So
Yes.
Well, Dralis, shall we go have an argument next to a man in a nice suit?
Sounds great.
Let's
Let's do
start.
it.
While they're
That
doing
was
that, I'll make
awesome.
my way down to the spa and start getting ready. I'm gonna.
He is still like
that's wrong.
best way I can describe it is he is trying not to spill the wings quite yet.
I'll go chopping with Lulu, I guess.
awesome. So one at a time here, guys, because you guys are all over the place. And I'll be honest, I was sort of paying attention to reading my own notes because I knew you guys are gonna split the party a little bit. So what's happening first? What am I reacting to first? As you guys execute the plan.
I think we're going first with Veraxis. Veraxis, you have full access to the coin to do whatever you want if you wanna pay for it.
Alright, well, we got the day pass for the spa and stuff, right?
Yep.
So I'm just going to kind of give a quick nod to the lady and walk in
Mm-hmm.
without purchasing anything just yet. Are there, when I walk in here, are there any guests that look like they're asleep, basically, in one of these tubs?
There is a guest. Relaxing, yeah, sure. Eyes closed, sort of like in the fog of it all. And vision here is, because of the fog, is a little bit limited too. So if you step away from maybe 15 feet, you're pretty much obscured.
All right, I'm gonna go over to whatever one of these guests it is that are kind of eyes closed, relaxing, and kind of make sure that their tub has been
Just this
properly.
fucking dwarf again. Like,
I can't transform into creatures that aren't my size, though.
oh, you look at his head.
Medium.
He's no longer in the pools before. And before he was in deep pools, you couldn't see his bottom. Now that he's in bathtub, you can see his legs, and they're like long legs.
He's a tall dwarf.
Yeah, tall dwarf.
I'm gonna close the curtain or whatever. Try to kind of do that without disturbing him.
Wanna,
That way you can't really see him.
I'm just imagining American Psycho, or like not American Psycho. That's that one, the fucking shower, the scene with the murderer.
The Psycho,
Yeah, as you're
Bates
just...
Hotel.
Oh.
But I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to close that curtain, and then I will kind of take a few steps back and transform into him.
Sounds great. So, you know, flesh warps as you grow a nice ginger beard, bushy eyebrows, hair on your chest, and your shoulders like broaden to a little bit of a stout, tall dwarf figure. So we'll say that, and I'll put a little ninja disguise icon on your icon just so I remember you're disguised. There we go.
Alright, and then I'll go over here and take off my clothes, take a towel, and throw that on.
Awesome.
Just
Towel.
stuff them down there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will go back here. And go... Excuse me, miss. Can I get a massage?
Certainly. Yeah. For sure. I love the accent. She will follow you then to the, I'm gonna say, now reserved private southern chambers, I suppose, is where the massage is happening. Because for some reason, this map does not have massage quarters. I don't know why. I think it implies it happening in one of the bathtubs, but over there. You get to distract her all the while.
So in here?
Sure.
Like right here?
Yeah.
Over there. Thank you, ma'am. I really appreciate this. You know, it's real tense down here. Got a lot of knots in the muscles.
Nuts?
You know, I really, a lot of nuts, a lot of knots, a lot of all sorts of different things. You know, I really need a massage.
That killed me. Sure, she very professionally retrieves some very nice soothing oils. At some moment, she turns her back on you to retrieve her supplies from one of like the side closets and stuff. Instructions to make yourself comfortable. What was the plan here? Knock her out, or?
I am going to try and stealthily take the ring off of her finger while we're kind of doing the massage.
Nice. Okay, so this is gonna be a sleight of hand check, and because she's like busy, like the check is possible. Shit. Plus her like hand is all like oiled up for the massage, so it's even easier for you. You know what? I'm gonna give you advantage to this because of that factor. It's funny.
Alright, so you want me to make that roll real quick?
Yeah. Alright. It's just sleight of hand versus her like passive perception. Yeah, easily done.
Oh.
You are a rogue of skill. Ring slips right off.
Yeah, as I'm kind of turning over, she's trying to get me from like laying on my back, laying on my front. I'll kind of just like quickly kind of take it off as I'm turning over and be like, "Oh, this is real nice. Thank you, miss."
My pleasure. Fair enough. You have the ring.
All right, and then I'll just go through the rest of the massage.
Mm-hmm.
Let that kind of finish. Thank her as she goes back about her business.
Yeah. Pardon me if I don't go into details with this. It's just that guy. Yeah.
No, I don't blame you.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't want to massage a big hairy dwarf man either. So.
No, that's not the reason. But moving on.
Once she's done, I'm gonna go back over here, kind of wait for her to go back to her desk.
Sounds good.
And then I am going to transform into the bouncer or the guard I talked to earlier, the Cambion guy.
Mm-hmm. Jim.
Yeah, Jim. I'm gonna transform into him, take off my towels, put back on my normal clothing. And then I am going to make my way over to this doorway, preparing to go into the laundry.
Sounds good. So let me just read real quick if I'm not missing anything about this ring. Doors. Yeah, the interior wooden doors are arcane locks sealed by spells. That have been cast on these doors. Yeah, you can tell that it will require immense strength to bash through this door. Otherwise, just because of the spell reinforcement. But since you have the ring on you, if you simply press it against the handle, it will unlock. Let me just do that. Right, and beyond that would be the laundry, which, let me see if there's anything off note I can mention here. The area holds 2 large washtubs, as well as clotheslines that hang with towels and employee uniforms, both those like red vests and bow ties and white shirts and black pants and all the works. So if you want to disguise yourself as employees, you can find plenty of uniforms here.
All right. Just in case, are there any security guard uniforms? Because I know we were waiting for them to mess up the one uniform, so he has to come get it washed.
The security guards, especially the Cambion, they wore the same uniform as the attendees and the dealers. It's the same sort of white shirt, red velvet vest over that, and like black pants, bow tie. It's very casino fashion. Like,
All right. Well,
yeah.
Then I am going to
Just to give
quickly.
you an idea of what I'm talking about, like very much casino fashion like this.
Very fashionable.
Yes. There are
well
also these like masks hanging specifically for the cashiers and others. You're not sure what the masks serve purpose for, but there's a whole bunch of them, and they seem to be like made from this like red porcelain.
All right, then I am going to grab those clothes and quickly change into that, and I'll also grab one of those masks and kind of try to stuff it in my coat just in case, just hide it.
Fair enough. You find that
And then-
within those coats are actual inside pockets, easily enough.
Lovely. And then I'm going to go back and put my normal clothes back in. Actually, no, I'm gonna just hang up my normal clothes on one of the drying racks.
That's funny.
And then, knowing what their original plan was, I am going to kind of probably wait that out, because if they're messing up his suit, he might come in here, and then I can quickly walk out, still pretending to be him.
Very heist. Very heist. I like it.
So I'm gonna go hang out in this corner.
Sounds good. I'm
Just-
gonna pan the camera over to the other guys then.
Yep, I'm just playing the waiting game now.
Fair enough. Okay. You keeping this door over here open or closed?
Oh yeah, I should probably.
Yeah. As soon as the door closes, you see like the same like arcane lock sigil sort of appear on it, and like you hear the click of the door as the spell takes effect. So,
All right.
Panning the camera over to who's next in this heist plan.
I think Dralis and Fenor.
All right.
Fen?
Sounds great.
Sure. Let's do this.
Just meandering through with just like balanced on his palm, almost precariously, the wings as he walks over towards the case. Kind of coming up. Well, this is an interesting statuette. What deity was it on it again? Just out of curiosity.
It doesn't seem to be any specific god. It looks to be like an Aaron Yes. An Aaron Yes is an angelic figure.
Yes.
Native to the Hells. Yes. I can show you what an Aaron Yes looks like, I suppose. But I can even show you. What am I talking about? I can show you what the statue it looks like. There you go.
Ooh.
He's like
Oh, what
blood red diamonds.
delightful wings. And such nice gem work. Honestly, I have, even in the Divines, I've only ever seen, I don't think I've ever seen a statue so fine.
Thanks. I wish I could take credit for it, but I'm just here guarding it. Yep.
Oh, do you consider yourself something of an artist?
I mean, I've had my hand and dabbled in a few, works of painting and art and that, back in my day.
Didn't you used to do that, Dralis?
I practice a similar craft. I was a glass worker. This is not nearly as advanced as that.
Oh, glass. That's the hot stuff. That's awesome. I always like the way it glows. It's very mesmerizing. You know, and he just goes into like this whole like tangent about glasswork. You know, you have his attention.
Yeah, he kind of looks. Really, with all that lifespan, we have so much time. I'm surprised it's a was. You gave up on it or something then?
Well, I'm still a glass worker. I still, like, own the tools. I just haven't had much of the time. Are you much of an artist, Ben? There's like a sting in his voice.
I've been practicing the whole time we've been about. Calligraphy is such an almost lost art. Honestly, it is even more fleeting than some other forms you may find out there. Honestly, the way it stores, the way it moves, unbeatable. And he has like his hands kind of like one hand is over his shoulder, the other is like extended out to the side, very flamboyantly flourishing, standing in between Dralis and Jim.
Honestly, that's a foolish thing to call art.
You know the thing
I can't
funny.
imagine writing being artistic.
You know the funny thing about glass blowing is that if you say it blows, that's an actual compliment.
I mean,
I do have
if
input
you
in this
get out of
conversation. I guess.
yeah, he's just looking over his shoulder at Jim, and I mean, but if you just let yourself get out of practice, when you're out of practice, it's more like it sucks. No?
You full of banter. You're funny. Hey, you guys want to see some art? Look at these sick tats. And just like unbuttons like the top two buttons of his chest and just like shows you some of his like prison tats. Calligraphy, this, huh? You think you can do a job like this?
He is going to lean forward. I mean, it is ink work all the same, isn't it? A pen and a tattoo. You use a stick and poke. It's so similar. It's what
Yeah.
makes it such a flexible art. I mean, this is probably the closest you might get to a nice skilled glassworker, right? As he just motions to the case itself next to him.
Nah, that's not.
Excuse you?
I guess. I'll let you guys have at it. I'm not sure what's going on here, but.
I don't know.
But alright, still precariously holding the wings while standing between Dralis and Jim.
Right.
Jeez.
It's just a Jim with like both hands like tearing his shirt open before you guys. You just see like the tattoo is like a series of barcode and like above it reads like property of Mammon.
Property of
Yeah, you can like I sometimes scan it and I get like coupons. You know, it's nice.
Is that how you get your employee discount?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just picture he's got the heart with Mammon on his shoulder.
Yeah, just like hot
Mammon.
stuff. Like.
As been already kind of leaning forward.
You.
Honestly, it's delightful. As he swings his hands to the side. I think I'm just gonna go for a sleight of hand, seeing as this hasn't played out. As he turns around, honestly, you need to consider more advanced art. I am going to sleight of hand. I feel like catapult would be too much.
What are you trying to do? What is your intent?
His intent is just to throw the entirety bowl of this soup-like wings over this man's suit.
I don't think it requires any check. That's just you just do that.
Okay. He's trying to at least play it off that he's not just throwing it at the guy, though.
Rule me performance, I guess. That seems to fit. As
Okay.
like he's showing Dralis another one of his tattoos that's like, on his like forceps.
Can Dralis like stumble and try to make it look like an accident while like pushing his hand
Yeah,
towards the
you
Cambion?
can help. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Dralis is gonna do that. He's gonna like stumble towards Fenrir like as if he tripped.
All right, so help action. Let's see if this goes okay. 8, 7.
Ah!
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are being weird about it, and you try and play it off as if it's in this thing, but it turns out turning into like looking like you did it on purpose, I guess.
As
Would
he
you-
like tilts his hand back and just pours it down the guy's front. Spicy wing-based gazpacho at this point.
Right. I don't know what game you're playing at. He's just getting mad at this point. Is your like goal to get arrested here?
I think
no,
so.
it was just to make a mess of his clothes, but if that happens,
Success.
it happens.
No, that's success. I'm asking you as a DM because I'm just trying to like get in sync with you. What are you trying to achieve here?
Just originally it was just make the clothes messy so that he can be swapped out for his clothes can be taken.
I read you. Okay. He's like signals to one of the closest guards, which I guess would be Delamia, to come over and take his place as he goes to the laundry to replace his clothes. So they're gonna go ahead and swap places, I suppose. Delamia has no cool tattoos to show you.
Ah. She looks like she should though.
You just see like a Lamia tramp stamp on her lower back that says, "Ask me about my pact." I don't know. Meanwhile, on the other side of the casino, you hear a door click, unlock, and open as you see Jim wade in, just basked in sauce. And he, are you stealthing in a corner here, Varaxis?
Yes, I am attempting to be stealthy.
I'm gonna say because you're like
So I
behind a
can just
clothesline that's cover. Just roll me stealth check. It's just against his like passive perception of whatever.
All right.
Oh, brother,
Ooh.
you are
I have a plus 10 to stealth.
you are a shadow in the corner. He doesn't even notice you as he approaches like the middle wash basin and begins to sort of take care of things.
And I'm
Interesting.
gonna slowly sneak behind him. Did he close the door behind him?
The doors close and lock as soon as they pass. It's a security measure. It's like almost enchanted that way. But you have a ring.
And I'm gonna open it
Okay, sorry. You're past the door. Yeah. Or
and stand up, kind of make my shoulders nice and broad, and start making my way to the tournament area.
okay. Phew, I thought you were gonna like drown him in one of the tubs. What's
That'd be too hard.
I mean,
Never hear you scream.
that would be very super agent changing of you. What is Hector doing all the while?
I'm observing Jack at this point, and later
Right.
I'm planning to talk with him.
Sounds good. If you're looking at the gentleman coming out of this set of doors that I just pinged, over yonder, also bearing a ring, obviously, he gives like a couple like of those finger guns toward one of his like barred devil enforcers, and smirking, chats up the bartender across the bar and gets himself like a nice colorful drink, and just begins like chatting with her bartendress while you're chilling there. I'm just want to check with you if you want to do anything while the party's doing stuff on the other side of the casino.
Yeah, but I was waiting for them to keep moving. We can do it now if you want.
It's up to you guys. Just want to give everybody a fair share of space on the table. If you want to hold off, I'll just pan the camera back to them.
Yeah, I can hold off. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna make my way up to him. A big Cambion, and go up to him and kind of put my hands on their shoulders and say, "Are you ready?"
Just a moment, and he pulls his wand out. I hate to ruin the carpet. And he's
So-
just gonna cast he's just gonna cast prestidigitation to clean up the sauce on the floor of the carpet.
Okay. Nobody stops you from drawing your wand out till you do something hostile, but as soon as you have it out, you can tell that Lamia has her eyes away from the tournament and not to you. That's something I'm going to mention about that.
I'm gonna kind of move my way around him to try and body block the wand or anything.
Oh no, he is trying to give you good reason here. He is fine with being a bit ecstatic here.
All right. And I'm gonna
Give me
lean it-
space, sir.
Just so we're all aware, I am Varaxis. So we're on the same page. All right.
It would be funny if that wasn't the case and you just pulled out on one of the guards and it wasn't Varaxis.
All right, that's it, you two. Over here causing trouble, making a ruckus. I'm gonna have to take you both down to the cells.
Oh, it's a little
Yeah,
rough, Varaxis almost called you by their other name. Jim, that's a little rough, isn't it? Says the Lamia.
Yeah,
This
he steps
individual
back
right here.
towards the case, I think, with the wand still out.
He has his wand out, and he poured sauce on me. All right.
All
I
right, just-
am
I
not
think he's posing
disruptive,
a
sir.
risk.
I am not a disruption to this.
does your big super loud?
Yes, he is shouting that.
All right, say no more. Just don't break his wrist again like you did to the other guy.
Oh, I'll be real gentle.
Wait. I need my wrists.
All right, that's it. And I'm gonna like grab their arm and kind of put it behind their back and put my hand on their shoulder and lead them away.
You're doing
I'm
that for
also
both of us
gonna-
or just Fen?
Okay.
Just Fen for now. As we're passing, I'm gonna kind of lean over and ask, "Are you coming too? Or are you staying here?"
I'm coming too.
All right, you're coming too. And I'm gonna reach over and grab them by the collar, Drowis by the collar, and start pushing them both along.
He's gonna like pretend to be like fighting back.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna struggle with them, just pushing them along.
I want to speak,
gonna
but I
make
also
my
have a
way.
lot more going behind me there. Fair enough. So you have displaced one of the guards. She stays behind here to guard the case as you guys are being dragged off here. From your maps, you'll be able to tell that there are two doors leading to security and cells beyond.
I mean, the closest is the top one, so I'd probably go for the top one and then head down.
Sounds good. Hector, as you're keeping an eye out on what's going on, and you can tell there's a little bit of a ruckus coming from the northern side of this cavern, you notice the real Jim is walking out of that corridor. He's about here ways, sort of walking with a confused look on, expression on his face as he's holding Varaxis' clothes in his hand with a puzzled look.
Okay. Seeing that things may look like they're going south, I'll approach the bouncer.
Okay, so you're making your way, trying to briskly make your way. You can see the Jim's turning toward the doors to the spa, and he opens them, and he walks through them.
Okay. I'll try to meet him in the spa.
Okay, as you make your way to the door frame, you can sort of eavesdrop as you're approaching. That Jim is inquiring with Sophia, the woman across from the desk, as if this has been like misplaced or something, like to put these clothes in lost and found. As if she's like, she messed up with her job or something. Like, they like inquire whether like they were put in the wrong section or something.
Okay. What is Barasso's clothing? Just ask him.
From what I can tell, it's like a black. I don't have the vocabulary for this. I mean, like, look what he was wearing before. Like black noble clothes. I
That.
guess. Yeah.
I mean, what I want to do is throw my clothing to the sticks, but So there they are. Uh,
Oh.
Yeah, I'll approach him. What?
Oh, you seem to have forgotten these, sir. Sorry, I did check with the other customer, and he claimed these are not his, so I was really confused whose they were, seeing as we don't have any other clients. But, yeah, they seem to fit you. I mean,
I was in the spot earlier, and when I came out of the pool, so it was gone. So.
cool. Roll me deception. You're trying to cover for your friends.
Let's do it. Oosh.
You guys are rolling
Eh,
fucking.
24.
No, I see it. Even through exhaustion, I see it. Fair enough. You managed to cover and add to Avrax's sort of here story. Fair enough.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Varaxis, I guess you're dragging Dralis and our mage here, our wizard, Fenore, to prison?
Yes, I'm heading through the top door, and I'm gonna head down that hallway to the cells.
Easily done, so that'll be over yonder. Just gonna push you guys there and pan the camera real quick. So this is the door according to your map that would lead to the employee-only area. I will unlock the door. As you guys pass by one of those enchanted mirrors as well, I would note.
Still push him like, come on, stop fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, as they pass by the enforcer too. Did that waver mean nothing?
You guys like approach this like 15-foot wide hallway with like a brimstone flooring. There's a T section that leads to 2 doors that don't have those sigils, and at the end of the hallway is another one of those enchanted mirrors.
All right, as I'm pushing, I'm gonna kind of lean down and whisper, "We're going to the left one. Come on." Now we'll make our way down there, I guess.
Sounds good.
Where are you taking me?
You're going down to the cells.
Not the cells.
That sounds threatening.
Oh, you guys are funny. I just imagine you like with one hand suddenly like pulling out a map, trying to like coordinate. Oh, okay. So you open that.
Give Pilgrim's map to him.
You open this door, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, because I need to.
Okay.
At least according to the map, that's where it is.
Fair enough. So you follow your map, trying to you arrive at where it says security office. You see 5 desks face the west wall, which is covered with like mirrors. Each mirror on the wall corresponds to like what looks to be like a security mirror elsewhere in the casino, through which reflection you can see the view into the casino. And whatever is happening within line of sight of that other mirror is displayed here. In front of each mirror is sat like what I want to call them dolls.
Whoa.
And they all sort
Caitlin
of
Chuckies?
yeah. They all sort of swivel their heads 180 like owls to look at you, grinning silently.
That
Good
looks
evening.
threatening.
It's supposed to be. Come on. And then we'll make our way down here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, there's so many.
Yeah. and they just 180, like the same direction it turned to you. They just completely 360 and come and face their mirrors, just watching them like that monkey from Toy Story. The further
I need
chamber
some
here.
symbols.
Yeah, the further chamber are the holding cells. So 6 jail cells and 2 what looks to be like padlocked wooden chests.
I'm gonna stick them both in their own cells and kind of fake pat them down as I do so.
Fair enough.
Make it look like I'm doing my job.
Sounds good. So each in their own cells. The doors of the cells open with the same ring. It seems to be acting as a key to these cells.
All right.
Is there anyone else in here with us, by the way?
Sure. Yeah, you see like this little kobold in a cell south of Tralis
Oh,
that is furiously just like rummaging around its bedfolds trying to like find something.
So I'm gonna stick Fen in their cell and fake pat him down, close the door, and as I'm patting down Dralis, I'm gonna kinda sneak my ring into the palm of their hand, since it is the key to the doors and I'm already in here. And give them a wink and shut the door.
Nice. Give me 2 seconds here. I'm generating an entire NPC real quick.
He'll take it and like slyly put it in like his pocket.
Awesome. Okay, so the ring is in your possession. Done.
Yes.
And then they'll hit him with now you two behave while you're in here. We'll be back later. And I'm just gonna walk out and
How long later?
as long as it
Why do
takes.
you let us out?
I'm not supposed to be here, says the kobold.
No, I'm not supposed to be here. Until the door closes.
Skizit has rights. Door closes. He just like turns to Dralis. So what are you in here for?
Causing a little ruckus out there. What are you in here for?
I am a savant of the gambling machines. The slot wizard, they call me. They couldn't appreciate my talents. You see, I have magic hands. I know the machines, like the back of said hands. And maybe I was winning a little bit too much, if you catch my drift, but, yeah.
So you were cheating.
I wasn't cheating. I was enhancing the excitement, part of the experience. I was on a hot streak.
So you were suspiciously winning.
Honestly, part of me maybe wanted to get, arrested. I heard the soup here is great. They serve prison food here that's not being served across the bar. In fact, the bar doesn't even serve food. This is the only way to get food here in the casino.
Isn't there a restaurant?
There it is! Damn it!
And the circus was selling imp wings.
Damn it!
We got in here because I imp wing sauced the guard.
Ah, the slot lizard got scammed!
Honestly, I think you scanned yourself, little buddy.
It's alright. I got a plan. A heist, if you will. We can get out of here.
Oh, no, Alice, do you happen to have some gold I could crush up?
Like gold coins? Yeah. To like pull out his coin purse and toss it over to Fenrir through the bars.
Just catching it.
It's kind of
he's gonna pull
it's
it
kind
out.
of weird how he didn't take that away from you and put it in the chest. He took all my things.
Maybe we are too distracting with the two of us. Fenore is kind of just going to... It looks kind of like an orangutan using tools. He is just grinding up coins against the stone floor.
Okay.
Just
What are you-
file him down.
Are you making a shiv? What is this?
No, he is just powdering them. He just wants them to be about 25 gold worth of gold dust.
How DM's gonna Google this? How soft is gold? Is it that soft?
It is one of the
pretty
softest
soft,
metals.
But
I'll allow it. It's funny.
not
Oh,
diamond.
it is.
I'll allow it. I was gonna be like, oh, does he need a grinder? I'll allow it. It's funny. You just chalk it. I was gonna use this rock to map out our heist, but that works. Waste of gold, but. All right. Not sure what the plan is with these cells. Should I pan the camera out to the other? You guys are splitting the party, which is a little bit hard to focus, but
Yeah, we should go ahead with the pan out, I think. Because unless Dralis has something they want to do,
let's.
Fenore's gonna spend some time getting the gold ready for a spell.
Okay, you grind the gold. That takes a little bit of time. We're gonna knives in the darkness a little bit
yeah.
with you guys expediting the heist here. What is the next phase of the plan here?
So,
Go for it.
so I was gonna go try to see if anywhere in this employee area had more rings.
Every
That's what I
employee
was
has a
gonna
ring.
look for.
This employee area? like the general area has every employee wears one.
Yeah, but more so if there are any
Oh, this area. Sorry, I was looking for
lying
your.
around.
I was looking for your token where you're at. You're in the security office. The dolls. Yeah, that's funny. I'll allow it. They wear security rings. Yeah.
And they're real focused on the monitors, right?
Yes.
Can I attempt to just, take one off of them?
The masseuse was
Or is that-
distracted, so it's like this is a little bit different. This is like you actually reaching your hand to, like, how do you do this? How would you make it subtle?
Well, yeah, well, see, it kind of depends on how distracted they are with the mirrors. I was just going to try to go find one that was just lying around somewhere, if there are any areas inside this employee area, like the offices or the lounge, where there's just
Lying
loose
around.
thing.
This is a security office. I feel like that's too easy. I feel like that's a security breach
Yeah.
for this place. It's kind of part of the heist to figure out ways. But I will say this: you are in a restricted area, already disguised, and they seem to trust you. You can use that socially.
Against the dolls?
Yeah, you're part of a security team.
I don't know. I didn't clock them for a talkative bunch. All right, I'll go up to one of the dolls.
Destroy his vocal cords.
I'll go up to one of the dolls and kind of bend down, looking at the mirror with my hand on the back of the chair, and go, "You find anything suspicious? Everything going clean?"
Gives you a thumbs up. You confirmed they are. I had to look this up. That you confirmed they are nonverbal, but they use sign language.
That is wonderful. And what hand is the ring they're wearing on?
The one it just gives you a thumbs up with, the left one.
All right.
In fact, it's wearing it on his thumb. It's the only finger wide enough, big enough for the ring.
I'm gonna look and be like, you want anything? Want you like coffee, snack or something? Yeah, head over to the lounge and grab some stuff.
Just slowly 180s its head around, grinning at you, then cocks it sideways a little bit. You might get a notion that these things don't require sustenance in such a way, being constructs.
Well, I had to ask. I'll be back,
Another thumbs up.
and I'll make my way over here. Or is there anyone in the hallway currently?
No. Just the mirrors.
All right. Just no, and then I'm gonna head inside the employee lounge. And what's this looking like?
Right, there are people here, I know that much. This is, let me do this real quick. And they're access this area that requires your ring as well. The table surrounded by 10 chairs takes up the center of the room. The four corners of each holds a couch. Yada yada, that's obvious from the map. You see 3 tiefling employees are here on break. The off-duty employees are chatty between each other. Not, from what you can catch as you walk in, they're not overly fond of their employer, Jack. Yeah, just 3 of them. I'm gonna place like 3 tieflings here, but you get the image. They seem to treat you as a coworker as you walk in, sort of nodding to you. Hey, Jim, how's it going?
Not too bad. Just making my round. Just had to throw a couple people into the cell. Was making a ruckus. Spilled some stuff on me. Whole mess.
Anyway, did you get a look at that new security measure they had? They're gonna replace your job. I'm telling you, one day we're not gonna need you anymore. Yeah, and all your muscles. What with Jack hiring that minotaur skeleton? Yeah, reanimated.
He's doing what?
Yeah, a whole minotaur skeleton. He seems to have bought it off some devil or something. Just one of the slain demons out there in the blood war. He's just reanimated it to guard the vault. It's crazy. It's huge.
Risk my job security.
Hmm.
The hell?
I mean, take it up with the boss.
Hey, well, listen, I have one other thing to do here. I'm just gonna go for this. We, someone up on the floor lost their ring. I'm doing some rounds, I'm checking some of the employees. We're looking at making sure every employee has their ring and making sure the rings they have are situated. We fear that there's some individuals out on the floor who are trying to get their hands on these rings. So I'm gonna need to see each one of your hands and your rings.
Cool. So 2 of them, like, easily, like, lift up their hands to show you. The third one goes to lift up his hand, and then you see the ring is missing off his hand, and he just goes, shit. What the where did I... Boss, I swear,
I'm gonna go.
I don't know where I left it. Like, I must have dropped it in, like, the washrooms or something. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get it. Like...
I'm gonna go walk in front of him and kind of
Right.
grab him on the shoulder. You best be real sure you find that ring. Because if you don't, that there is company property. And you know what happens when you lose company property?
Oh god, what happens when I lose company property?
You're gonna have a real nice conversation with Jack himself. Now go find that goddamn ring.
I don't know what that means. And he goes to find the ring. You see,
And
he
I'm gonna
turns,
head back.
like, left when he goes down the hallway.
Alright, and I'm gonna head back over to these two.
Right.
Alright, as for you two, I'm gonna need those 2 rings real quick.
What?
Part of the procedure, we lost the rings. We need to do an inventory on them, and I need to make sure that those rings get brought before Jack and get logged. As you can see, we already have people losing rings. I'll bring them right back. Be in and out, back in a jiffy.
This is good stuff. Roll me persuasion with advantage.
Alright.
You're talking from a position of, yeah, master manipulator. This might have to be a 2-parter. I'm looking at time here. Easily done. They're like, their boss. Yeah, you get 2 rings for inspection, I suppose. Does that mean we get, like, extended break? Because, I mean, we can't go back there without rings.
Yeah, you just sit tight. I'll be right back.
Nice. High five each other.
Anywho, I'm gonna go log these in. Y'all have a nice few minutes while I go about my business.
You just, like, hear them whisper, like, dude, since when are we, like, logging rings? I don't know, dude. Extended breaks!
Alright, is there anyone in the hallway?
No, the guy who walked off seemed to have already, like, went searching for that one ring, so...
And that mirror at the end can't see me because it's facing down the other way.
Precisely. You can see the glow of it on the floor. It's facing the...
Alright, I'm going to transform back into just a normal tiefling, and I'm going to take the mask and put that on. That way I look like one of the normal employees.
Okay.
And then I'll slide the ring on, holding the other one, and I'm going to make my way out onto the floor to give the other ring to Hector so he can kind of come and go.
No problem. You make your way to the floor through this locked door and looks behind you. You find Hector face to face with who can only be Jack Butchack.
Oh,
Ooh.
he is fancy looking.
Oh no, he's
pretty.
hot!
Quite literally my thought.
Yeah. So I guess we pan our camera over to Hector finally. What's going on in this neck of the woods?
So I start talking with Jack and I tell him, I heard that you are giving a safe place for your workers here. Me and my friend are looking for a break from our reality.
He looks to you like head to toe, back to your head. He's like, sorry, Toots, I have a certain requirement for my staff. You know, nothing against you. You seem like you can handle your own, but call it company policy. Is your friend of the infernal heritage, perhaps?
The opposite of that. That's part of our problem. She's famous in her own way here. I carry something that some people find interesting. Like brought the attention of Eliza and Hefesar, the bounty hunters.
Well, if you have reference, perhaps I can make an exception. I am very familiar with those two bounty hunters. They often frequent this place and enjoy my various luxuries. Nothing Jack cannot provide. Of course, you would have to sign a contract with Maman. And I will keep pronouncing that French name as if it's French for some reason.
Well, you see, I have something of value that has been the source of my troubles. I will sign it, but can it be kept safe somehow? And I'm pointing at the shield at this point.
Help me figure out what you're trying to achieve here, because you're being a little bit coy about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to put the shield in the belt, and for him to show it to me in some way.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were seeking employment.
Yeah. But also, like, can he keep the shield safe while I'm working him?
Yeah. He says, like, I don't see why not. Why? What's it worth? Anyways, it looks fancy. Sure you don't want to wager it off for bettings? You'll get some pretty coin back, if you win.
Maybe. I saw that you are carrying out some sort of tournament outside.
Some sort of tournament is one way to put it. Yes, the Minros Invitational. Every once a year. But we're open all the time if you want to come and play. That shield, I'm willing to bet that you're gonna bound to make some put some very big amount of coin for it if you're brave enough. But if you want to keep it safe, yeah, my vaults are as safe as any.
Only get a walk around them.
It's guarded by dogs too.
Yeah, hellhounds. I hear them all around.
Actually, I did get this new security measure that you're gonna love. Your shield is gonna be super safe around Virgil, he calls him. Virgil is what he seems to refer to that giant minotaur skeleton. And he seems to even flaunt this magic-looking rod that he sort of withdraws from the inside of his sleeve to sort of show off for a moment. My most recent purchase. Perfectly safe for my gaze, of course. I keep it under leash with this thing. And he just puts that thing back in his sleeve, the magical rod.
Well, it gives me more security, but what about other kinds of magic? Teleport, illusion magic.
You're inquiring into some very delicate security detail, and perhaps I already said too much. Let me assure you that your shield will be safe. He doesn't seem like keen on detailing all security measures. He's already sort of blubbered off one detail.
Okay, I understand. So these turns with Mammoth, what are the big details?
We can go over the big and small details in my office if you wish. And he sort of ushers a hand, grabs his drink from the bar, and if you want to talk to him, he'll usher you to his office. As we have Virax has entered the scene as well.
I'll follow, and I guess I signal Viraxis.
And all the while they're talking, you can just hear Jack Boss say about the teleportation thing. While I cannot share all details, I suppose I could say that anybody who wishes to commit such foolery will be cooked alive. I'm looking into security measures in my notes as we speak, and he seems to be very confident in them. The vault acting double as some sort of an oven. What with its traps, yeah. So, Viraxis, you enter the scene as well, I suppose. You find Hector walking with Jack.
And Jack is currently walking away? He's walking with?
With Hector, seems to be ushering him toward the very doors you just came from.
I'm going to, as they're walking by, I'm going to kind of walk towards them, and I'm going to kind of like fake bump into Hector, like it was an accident. And when I do that, I'm going to kind of palm him the other ring that I took.
Done.
I'm going to be, I'm terribly sorry, sir. I seem to be not paying attention to where I'm going. I apologize.
No problems. It's the softest bomb I have got in a while.
Well, I must be going on my way. I bid you and Jackpot a good day. Thank you.
As Varaxis bids you a good day and begins to walk off, you just hear Jack like whisper to Hector's ear, like, "There might be a vacancy after all, and that one's position if you're looking to fill it." And Jack, having his own fancy, also diamond encrusted ring, he opens the door and sort of ushers you toward his office, if that's the plan. As Varaxis walks on, Lulu's still sitting with her drink at the couch.
Just having fun.
Yeah, just having a good time. Just glad to be here. Okay, cool. What's the rest of the heist plan here? Jack would probably lead you toward his office, which would be down this hallway in front of his mirror, down this hallway and to the right.
Okay. So at the moment, he's getting the rod of Jack somehow. Like I think like that's should be our next step somehow.
Get rid of Jack?
No, the rod that Jack is. Carrying,
Okay.
The construct.
No problem. Just let me know where to focus to. The party's just split, so it's kind of hard to involve the whole party at once. So forgive me for planning the camera back and forth. We have the prison.
No worries.
We have Hector in Jack's office currently. I know other players cannot see into other players' perspective, so I'm just laying it down. And we have Varaxis over by the bar currently.
Yeah, I was going to go back up to the top door and circle back around to the cells.
Easily done.
Now that I feel everyone has a ring.
Easily done. So I'm gonna go ahead and have you do that. Circle. Ooh, sorry. You literally made you do the circle. I'll just put you here, back
right.
in front of the doors. Yeah.
I was gonna say, as we were passing through Varaxis, I need to remember. I will cast the cantrip message at some point.
Sure.
Telling him about the control remote of a new security measure.
Message is the one that's limited by words. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's words. I don't need to point him as long as I know where he's. I'm familiar with him. I can just say like his name.
Is that sending?
Like, words. It's the cantrip version. So sending is like through the whole plane. Message is only 120 feet.
Sure, I'll trust you.
Yeah.
Okay. Just relaying over information about the rod controlling the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Okay. You point toward a creature within range and whisper a message to target, and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that can only hear. So you can actually reply back. You can cast a spell through solid objects if you're familiar with the target and know it beyond the barrier. Sure. Magic silence, 1 foot of stone, metal, or wood. I'm just gonna say you guys cast it while you go in view of each other. That's fine too. I just want to be familiar with the spell. Do you want to reply to his message?
So he was telling me about the rod, the Minotaur, and like the security thing.
Yeah. So
Yes.
so Virgil, I believe that's the name of the Minotaur. Yeah. It's controlled by this rod. Look at inside the sleeve of Jackpot.
And I'm gonna respond. I learned about the Minotaur too. That is good to know.
Okay.
I'll inform the others.
Sounds great. At this point, guys, just because it's approaching 9 o'clock and I am low-key running out of fume because I just really need to get something to eat, I think this is a good spot for us to sort of suspend action here and give you guys an opportunity to plan steps ahead, but with the map, and now you have an insight into all this. We have Fenneray grinding gold, and so that's going to be ready by next session for sure. And we can sort of pick up from here, I think, yeah?
Yeah,
All right.
good.
Sounds good to me.
Part 2 of
What's
Heist.
quite funny.
Great
Yeah.
session, guys.
Hilarious stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks for
Mhm.
welcoming me in. That was fun.
Yeah, man. I'm just scared of you. out of character.
It's a very good
And
session
in character.
to establish his character being like a spy slash, you know.
Yeah, I got lucky. All my roles were things I'm good at.
Lean into your strengths, absolutely. Yeah, I do apologize. I couldn't lean to my strengths. Usually, I'm better at DMing than this, but didn't have as much time preparing as I would have liked. So a lot of tokens were missing. Apologies. But
That's good.
It was a great session,
no, I
regardless.
think
You're
I'm
doing
glad.
great.
Great.
I'm glad. If you guys have any questions for me in these last like 12 minutes of session, I'm more than happy to answer them. Next session we'll finish up the heist and dive back in with the heist rewards back into our main plot. This heist is like funny enough, it is actually tied to the main plot. You are doing something for Bell, and he's a very relevant character going forward. It's kind of funny how I got to flash out Pilgrim some more. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, it was
Pilgrim's an awesome character.
I mean, to be fair, all I have to do is channel Beetlejuice.
Pilgrim.
Right. The fact that he can just go invisible at will is very convenient because I don't have to control a whole token on the map.
we
Good
shared that
stuff.
ability.
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay.
This was a good session to be introduced in, considering my character.
It was very fun to have you.
You killed me, man, with that when you started like. I don't remember what exactly you said, but it was when he discusses the dwarves getting massage, and it's like, she looks down, I have a lot of nuts, or something like that. I was like, that fucking killed me.
Yeah, I meant knots, like knots in the
Yeah.
muscle, and then I misspoke. I was like, yeah, you know, probably has some of those too.
She just like looks down and just goes like, nice, I guess. It's very hard to be offended when you're in the 9 hells. This place is all about sin. I just want to keep it like more or less appropriate, especially when I'm playing with strangers and not be my old self. That sounds good.
I'm gonna be honest. The only thing I thought of with that dwarf too is he has long legs. It's just like he traveled to Avernus so he could get his legs made longer. You know,
Yeah.
they break your legs. The
Yeah,
back
height
breaks your
extension
legs. Like
surgery.
that's so.
Reshape your leg bones.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So are we taking this kobold with us, Dralis?
That's the real question.
Honestly, he might be good to use as a diversion if we need it.
Oh my god.
11
Just
days!
set him free on the gambling floor.
So,
Calls out people too.
yeah. An established NPC now. I did it to myself, but I...
Exit.
A slot lizard. No,
Oh yeah.
that's a terrible name.
I'm proud of it.
God damn it.
He was caught stuffing copper slot machine tokens into his cloak and then pretended to win big by dramatically flinging himself into the air and cheering every few minutes. But sort of scamming the place. Unfortunately for him, one of the barbed watchers was perched overhead and was watching him the whole time, so... Yeah, got caught.
I can only imagine what kind of past he has with a name like that.
You just
What is everyone's class, by the way? Because I can,
Mm-hmm.
I think I got a good guess, but kind of forgot to ask.
Well, Hector
I mean,
is
why don't you guess?
Warlock.
Yeah, hold on.
Honestly, yes, guess.
No, I say nothing. I say nothing.
Well, I heard the Hector part, and I would have guessed wrong. Because I saw, like, spells and stuff. The icon, I was guessing, like, fighter. And then he casted the spell, and I was like, oh, I don't know, like, ranger? No, I would have got that wrong. I think Fen is a wizard, because he had the book and the wand and stuff. And then Dralis is a cleric.
Yeah, he's a Twilight cleric.
Alright. Was I right about Fen and the wizard?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Alright.
Pure
I wonder
scribe
if-
wizard.
Wonder if you can guess what Veraxis is. Haven't made it at all obvious.
It's a part.
Correct.
Totally. A man of music.
Multi-personalities.
I mean, to be fair, being able to quickly impersonate a dwarf is kind of impressive. So that's very bard-like. Very good performance.
I more chalk that up to the fact he was a spy. He has to
Anybody who can do a proper
act
twang,
well.
a proper Western accent, earns respect in my books. Because I sure can't.
I was a forever DM. I had to do a lot of voices.
Yeah,
So
looking forward. Changeling.
Oh. Anytime I try the southern drawl, it usually just descends into Ottawa Valley.
French.
No, Ottawa Valley isn't. Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
oh yeah, but
Yeah,
come
but
on down and get some cakes.
Hack and darts.
Should have made a unicorn that. Give him a mounty hat. Ah.
Would have been awesome.
No.
That's more Canadian than a unicorn.
I don't have accents. I was amazing at accents when I was running Curse of Strahd because it's all Slavic. So I'm just like, yes. Russian accents all over the place. Yes, good. Otherwise, it's just.
Oh, you know, but I just know a guy down in the Grove.
Fair.
Take a little rip down the sticks.
Good stuff.
Not trying southern.
I tried
Well,
Southern
well,
with
well.
Mad Maggie, but it was like. It just turns into like a nosy accent with me. It's just. Y'all heading down to the vet. It's weird. It's not Southern. It's
I was trying to sound like a count.
It's homunculus.
Okay.
Do you remember Prolix from the Call of Netherdeep campaign we played? When it was just this all the time, his nose was clogged all the time like this. It's close to like Western I'll ever get, I guess.
Problem with having an allergy to spores.
I just made him a nerd. He just spoke like this all the time.
Admin Pond Hop.
Yes.
Made him a D&D player. Unbelievable.
Immersion. So yeah.
Nothing more immersive than playing yourself.
Yeah. Just to be clear, something I did not establish this session I want to make clear is that, yes, you guys get to heist, if you wish, the soul coins. The Arania statuette has those diamonds for Revivify. The rods are sort of like a must to acquire, I would say. They're supposedly in the vaults. Bell's rods that were stolen from Miss Forge. I just wanted to, I wasn't sure if I made that clear.
Yeah.
That was
I
like
think that's
the
that's
objective.
what it is.
Sounds good. Okay.
I think the biggest problem with that is the statue is right on the floor, which I don't think any of us are out there to deal with it.
Yeah, the only way I think we were gonna get that is if one of us entered the tournament and won.
Maybe.
But Lulu can still do it.
I
I'm just
would rather avoid a situation where my NPC solves this adventure for you guys. As funny as it is to imagine drunk Lulu with her elephant stubs playing cards.
Well,
To get
to be
Lulu
honest,
one of those big like poker hats, the hide your face.
Yeah,
type.
wearing like a pair of sunglasses to hide her eyes.
I was contemplating
Okay.
doing that this session. Like, we're going to a casino, I should actually hand out real cards, because you can do that on Roll20. You can have a deck, and we can play 21 or something. I don't know, blackjack. But then I was like, I don't know, if I want to A, encourage gambling, B, it takes time.
well,
I
I was
guess I
suggesting
know many
Lulu.
games to gamble with, so
Mm.
it would have been harder.
Lulu was not supposed to solve our thing, but I thought it was like for the lols,
It is funny. I just don't want her to lead the adventures. That's all I'm saying. I'll lean into whatever you guys are planning. It's just, you know me.
I think
Yeah.
my biggest concern is we're gonna do some big bombastic thing
Bombastic,
to steal and run off, and then Lulu's gonna be sitting there with her drink, going, "Where'd they go?"
Absolutely.
Where are all my friends?
I mean, like, you guys have Uldrak sitting in your war machine, like, I'm getting kind of lonely in here, like.
Yeah, we
I was
should
wondering
probably
where he
find that
was.
dragon.
I need to pee really badly.
Smiler's just like torturing him with like ridiculous tales from the Feywalls or something in the background. But yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, point is, I just don't want leading the thing, but I'll lead into whatever your plan is. You guys have a whole week to plan this out, and then we'll dive right back to Avernus, which gives our new player a week to ask any questions about the main campaign as well, just like what is the party doing and all that.
Also, I'll need a cowboy hat for Lulu for the next session.
Cowboy hat? I mean,
Like,
So-
how?
sounds.
It's a heist. It cannot be a heist without a cowboy
This
hat. Somebody
train
needs
ain't gonna heist itself. Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Does this train go to Tahiti?
That would actually be adorable, and I would absolutely vouch for that. Yes, absolutely. Do that.
Sounds good. I'll add it to the list of things. Would have been kind of interesting to see Dralis enter the tournament and face off the Drow. That would be funny.
To be honest, I thought that was gonna be like the distraction.
Also, I did not make that up. Mizrum is actually in this adventure like this, which is funny because those of you who played Out of the Abyss with me know who Mizrum is. Or at least I hope you remember.
I do.
Who's Ariel?
Yeah, who's Zariel?
It's the imp that is with us. Psh, easy questions.
Is what? What's the question?
The imp that is traveling with us.
Pilgrim?
No, who is Serial? That's. I'm saying Serial is it's Pilgrim.
Oh, I mean, he can become it if you go through this adventure. There has to be somebody at the throne. There must always be a Lich King.
Always be a Lich King.
Yeah.
The Dutchman needs a captain.
Yeah, same notion.
We will find one.
Okay. Bye, YouTube. I'm cutting recording here. Bye, my 20 viewers.